What up, E units? It's Tuesday. We are bringing you some Echo madness. It is week 13. We are coming up on the playoffs. We're coming down to the wire, and we have got a great lineup for you tonight of AAA action rolling out the gate. First up is going to be the Baton Rouge Constellations versus the Scranton Royals. We will get to that in a second. We also have a special guest analyst for you guys tonight. Wait for it. It's going to be awesome. I'll tell you in a second. But first and foremost, as always, please stand, put your hand over your heart, remove your hat, and stare intently at the screen as I read the rules. Excuse me. Me. 8-minute quarters, a 5-minute halftime, 1-minute timeout per team per half. You guys know I love it when you guys use the timeouts. Fifth player is allowed in the spawn area, but they can only join during breaks in action. Overtime is a golden goal if we go to it, and get ready because it'll get nuts. And as always, no toxic or discriminatory behavior here or anywhere in Nepa. Please take that everywhere you play Echo. We're all friends here. We're all looking to make new friends, new family, new competitors, and have a great time. And with that, like I said, bringing you tonight is going to be a guest analyst. You guys more than likely know him. I met him at LAN, even though he told me that I didn't remember him, which made me feel really sad inside. But we are bringing you Z Gunslinger from Disorient, coming in tonight as a guest analyst on tonight's games. Z, say what's up.
Howdy, guys. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you guys for the invite.
Z, it's great to have you, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. Super excited to have you here and really looking forward to it. And as always, you know, you never know what you're going to find here on Nepa, so that's why you got to watch every single night. And coming to you tonight, we've got the Scranton Royals up against the Baton Rouge Constellations, and the Baton Rouge Constellations rolling in at 10-3 tonight 10-3 on tonight's matchup. I think I have that right. And the Scranton Royals rolling in at 5-7. That must be 10-2. My math is bad. And the Scranton Royals have, I think, one sub. We've got Biat Mistake. Shout out to you there in the chat. Mistake getting over a little bit of the sickness. But we should have 5 players over on the Scranton Royals coming in tonight at 5-7. They were on a tear here the second half of the season. And then the Baton Rouge Constellations have been on a 4-game win streak rolling in tonight. And they have 3 subs there with Caesar, Mosky, and a Big Floppa rolling in. So, I mean, you know some of these names, Z. What do you think?
I'm excited to see these players. I haven't really been keeping up with Nepa as much as this second season.
Shame.
You know, and that is part of my fault. But, you know, Caesar, Draco Mako, Giggity Gao, Mosky, Big Floppa, all players I know on Orange side, and Psychaotic, Biat, Hello is Cool Whip, if I remember correctly what Muted said, Babs as well, you know, all players I'm familiar with, and, you know, all players have amazing skill. You know, I'm excited to see them play, excited to see what they bring. So I'm ready.
Yeah, and the Baton Rouge Constellations, we've been seeing them this entire season. Just on a tear, very fast stacks, little playing everywhere, great placement, and we've seen how much that placement is just breaking up a lot of those clears. I don't know if they can read minds. Maybe that's like a star power thing they have, but more importantly, just being in the right place at the right time to break up a lot of those clears and those passes. And Scranton coming in, they're going to be playing with 4 tonight, so no sub. But Scranton as well, over the last few weeks, has really been playing with some amazing speed, some amazing arena awareness, and great placement by their team. So I think while the records don't indicate it, I think this is going to be a really good matchup tonight because the Scranton Royals have really been in the hunt here on the second half of the season. Just a reminder, tonight's broadcast brought to you by iHeartRadio and Asterion, bringing you all the Nepa action here on Nepa TV. Z, dude, obviously playing for Disorient. Dude, what are the big things, you know, that you've seen and what first kind of caught your attention as we rolled into the Nepa format that you think are going to be probably not a factor at this point in the season for most of these teams, I would hope, but that kind of caught your eye that were going to be something you would be concerned about?
Right, so for me, you know, personally, I'm in Scouts. You know, I play Scout Pribs and whatnot every once in a while once I get the chance. You know, that 4-quarter difference instead of the points carrying over the 8-minute rounds. It's a change in pace. You gotta come up with different strategies. Sometimes you're not feeling it around, but you come back and next round you're popping off and you put up a 10-point lead. So it's these players I'm sure are adjusted to that by now plenty, but for players that maybe aren't just adjusted to it, still might be some time to take. Hey, we need to change up our strategy a little bit here. We can't just go in, hey, we got to win this round. We need to think about what's coming next. What are the teams doing and what's working for them?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, those strategy changes where, normally, you may go in the next round 0-0, right? And you're like, okay, well, why don't we use the same strategy? We just need to execute better, and we see where it fell apart before. But then in this format, you may have to change your strategy where now I have to be way more aggressive to not only make up the points that I'm behind, right, before I can even get back to my original strategy for the night. That may result in a goal for goal type tactic, and just keeping that lead. Dude, while we're waiting for these teams to go ahead and ready up, how did you end up getting started in Echo?
So I started about 2.5 years ago. A buddy of mine introduced me to VR. He was like, dude, you gotta come check this out. It was back when the first quest dropped originally. I fell in love with it instantly. And then he was like, I found this game called Echo VR. We gotta check it out together. So we started up, and VRML Season 2 was just getting ready to come on board. So we were like, you know what? We're decent. We can regrab. we can regrab, This is like the big thing for this game. And everybody's like, yeah you guys can regrab. And so we ended up starting up a team. Buddy ended up, he ended up joining the army, so he left early in the season. But I found a couple other friends. Burnsy, I'm sure you guys are familiar with him.
Yep.
He was a original teammate back in Season 2, and that's where I got my start in Echo, and I fell in love with it instantly. As much as I know so many people are like, God, Echo can be a pain sometimes, and it is, because you just you want to get better every single day, but there's days you're just not feeling it. You keep going back to it because it's a grind. It's a game you love, and it's Echo.
it's part of the love. It's part of the pain, right? All at the same time.
Oh, 100%.
As with any sport, right? Is there's going to be some pain involved, but the love for the sport keeps bringing you back, and the love of the game here, in this case, especially Echo. As always, don't forget we love eggs. I love eggs, but. Mostly over hard. I'm not a big over easy fan, but the eggs we got here at Nepa, don't forget that every commercial we're going to be broadcasting during the AAA and the Pro Series is going to have Nepa themed Easter eggs. Some are obvious, some are really hidden, and it should be obvious by now that we've been doing that. Hopefully you've been watching. Everyone who can name the commercials when we release the sign up form, and what those Easter eggs are, will win be entered to win a $250 gift basket plus $100 cash and more, some swag. You never know what you're going to get. That form is out, so fill it out if you haven't been paying attention. If you need to, go back and rewatch all the casts from second season, and in order to enter to win, write all those down, submit those, and you are off to the races. And you could walk away with $250 gift basket full of plenty of merch and $100 cash to burn. I mean, whatever on whatever you want. You never know. If you got you got a wish list and it's got things on there $100 or less, burn it. It's all you. And muted. Looks like sounds like the teams readying up. I just fell out of the cast. All right. We'll jump back in here for a second. And as always, standard, the internet. It was like, oh, you're ready to watch some Echo? Well, now you're going to have to wait. Yeah, you got it.
All right, and these teams are coming out. That is going to be the Royals winning that joust now initially, but Caesar's going to be there with that backstack to pick it up. Getting that stun out is Biot. Biot now handling that disc, sending it back for the reset to Babs. Babs letting his team get set up now. Babs sending it over to his teammate Biot. Biot not finding it though. Caesar is going to be there to collect it, sending it out now, but unfortunately taking a bounce off that star there. Getting sent out though by the orange team. Now into the blue side zone. They are danger territory. Draco Mako's going to find it for 2 points for the Constellations.
You know what I'm going to buy with my $100 if I win that? It's going to be new internet.
Oh man, internet is always nice, and it's a struggle here sometimes.
You never know what you're going to get, man. We just all need to get on Starlink. That'll solve everybody's problems.
Oh,
as Babs comes out, on the quarterback there, trying to get a pass over to the far side tunnel, not able to connect, and it's right back into the blue side bubble as Constellation's pressing hard. Giggity takes a shot, broken up there by Sai. Run and point on goalie there right in the center. It gets a good clear right over to the orange side. Here comes a pickup. Babs on a great stack is going to dump it for 3 off a great give and go coming from the Scranton Royals. And we're hearing Caesar Dash is Toki, not Caesar. So there you have it. Got it, right? Everybody's taking notes.
Everybody was a little confused and is a little bit confused in chat. So
yeah. I just said it and let it roll. I was like, well, we'll figure it out. I'm sure somebody will say something. Big flop on the send up from Giggity. And Giggity's gonna get robbed by Sai right in the bubble. Oh, Giggity takes it back for another dump for 2. Great attack there by Giggity, sticking with it. Doesn't get drawn out or flustered there by the steal from Sai inside the bubble. Makes it happen for another 2.
Yeah, beautiful still there by Giggity to take that and get those 2 points. It's 1 point lead now for the Constellations.
Yeah, and the Constellations, coming out quick, but they, right now they've been really, I guess, stack for stack here with the Scranton Royals rolling out there. He gets broken up as Toki Caesar is going to grab that, send it over to the far side tunnel. Tries to connect with Giggity. We got ourselves a loose disc. Big flop in the hunt. And old Giggity Puffy is going to get there first. Puff Daddy, I don't know where I was going with that one. But Caesar with the send is going to drop one in for 2 off a great pass from Giggity.
Yeah, it's probably going to throw me off that Toki is Caesar right now. So bear with me, guys.
You wouldn't be the first, my friend.
Oh, man. Royals coming out now. That's going to be Babs. Sorry, go ahead, Nail.
No,
take that over.
All you, buddy.
Oh, man, that's going to be a mispass there from the Royals. That is going to be Constellations picking it up there. Biat's going to be handling it on the other side. Biat's going to send it across to Cool Whip. Cool Whip's going to try to take it in, but gets stunned out by the defender. Blue is going to be there to try to collect it. It is pressured by the defending team, sorry. Babs there, sending it to Biat. Biat now sending it over to Cool Whip. Cool Whip handling that disc, sending it back over to Biat. Biat trying to get those defenders to draw out, but just not having any luck, pushing into that bubble side. Biat now handling it back, sending it over to Cool Whip. Cool Whip getting us 2 points for the Royals there. That's bringing it back within 1.
Yeah, back within 1, and they're in great send there from Cool up there on the ceiling. And a little shallow angle there on the shot. Great read. Really threads the needle there. And they're hanging with them. Goal for goal here is 6-5. We're halfway through this first quarter as coming out of the tubes. The Constellation looking to take these points back as Caesar Toki gets harassed in the far tunnel there by Cool Whip and Biat. Cool Whip's going to come away with it, kick it over to Biat, up to the top, Biat to Babs, and Babs coming in with some dunk mojo for 2 points.
Yeah, beautiful quick 2 points there from the Royals to bring themselves back. Well, actually now take over the lead. So they're up by 1 now.
Yeah, and the Royals coming in, I mean, we have seen a lot of talk about, when the Royals picked up DeWup, right? And just how amazing DeWup is and being a game changer, and everybody's doing the hashtag carry and all that stuff like that. But I mean, we've seen the last 2 games here. I take it back. I didn't see last week's game, but the week before that with the Royals. And DeWup was not there, and the Royals are doing just fine carrying themselves. You see it again tonight, playing against a 10-3 team here, one of, if not the top-ranked team here in the conference, and they are up by 1 point here, bringing plenty of pressure.
Yeah, plenty of pressure indeed they are, as that is a stun out by the Royals, getting it sent down. I think that was Cool Whip that was trying to take the shot, but unfortunately just not finding the mark there. That is Toki, sending it out into that popcorn side. Draco Mako's going to be there trying to find that 3 points, but taking a wide bounce off of that ding ring. That is going to be Caesar there collecting it. Caesar sending it to Draco, but taking a bounce off that shield. Draco still has it, slaps it back over to Caesar. Caesar slapping it over to Big Floppa. Big Floppa trying to take it in for the 2 points, but that's Babs with the save. Sending it out now is the Royals. Royals are going to be there on the other side, just not able to just find it just yet. Biat has a chance. Biat has the open goal, slaps the Babs. Babs there, gets stuns out though by Caesar. Beautiful stacks there by the Constellations. Now it's on this Royal side in danger zone for the Royals. See if they can get a defensive stop here.
Yeah, these team names are a lot, right? Trying to remember every single time. A good pickup there by Toki Caesar off of a send from Big Floppa. They're back up by 1. But yeah, these teams are both teams here really, really in the hunt, still bringing a lot of pressure. And like you talked about, I mean, still the first quarter, and both teams playing really hot and heavy here. And, you know, with teams that are playing this fast and this aggressive, it's going to come down to, you know, the team that can keep their foot on the accelerator for the entire 4 quarters here, because it's going to be close. First team to start slowing down, they're going to watch that lead disappear, and that point deficit is going to start to open up as Cool Whip comes in. It takes a Banksy off the back there for 2. A good read. Plenty of options in the bubble. Is going to like to keep it there and finds that nice angle off the backboard.
Yeah, beautiful angle there by Cool Whip, taking that 2 inside the bubble. And correct me if I'm wrong, Nails, but I want to say, reading the spreadsheet, Constellations have clinched themselves a playoff berth, and the Royals have clinched themselves a wild card spot.
Yep. And I mean, that is when you are this close to the playoffs here, and with a team like the Scranton Royals, who have clinched the wild card at this point and are still on a tear here with 2 weeks left in this regular season, you've got to be worried about a team. Nice read there off a good send from Cy, and Babs is going to grab that, dump it in for 3. You've got to be worried going into the playoffs about a team like the Scranton Royals, who has clawed their way back from a losing record and rolling into the wild card position, because those are the teams, right, that are going to upset your entire season and your playoff hopes once you get there.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you look at it with any sport, college basketball. I like to point out, for example, here.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a big time, especially during March. You see teams coming back, and wow, another beautiful 2 points there by the Royals. But yeah, and that was a beautiful round 1 there, Nails. You know, we saw a lot of basically back and forth action there until about the last 2 minutes. Royals were able to take the lead there by 6 points at the end of round 1. So maybe a little bit of change in strategy coming from Constellations we will see here in this next round. But other than that, I mean, it was back and forth mainly the entire time. It was head to head.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see what they got here. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Clinched a playoff position, and then the Royals here, really at this point, nice shot there off a good send from Giggity over to Toki Caesar, and Toki Caesar's going to dump it in for 2. I mean, rolling into this point, the Royals right now are trying to make a statement that, like, we are a wild card team, we're coming in, and you guys better be on the lookout for us, because we are in contention to win not only the conference playoffs there, but the championship. So be ready.
Oh yeah, and I'm excited to see it. Like I said, I haven't kept up with much of Nepa this season. I've only been able to watch really Techno Wubs. That's kind of been my go-to.
Little T-Wubs.
Little T-Wubs out here. God, I love that guy. He's such a good guy. But that's been all of my really main Nepa experience this season. So I'm excited to be able to cast these games and get in and see these players play as the Royals here able to collect it, sitting in a long shot. That's almost finding the mark, but not just yet. Big Flop is going to be there on the other side. Babs now able to collect it off that failed clear there from Big Floppa. Babs now working his way around, trying to draw out those defenders, sending it over to Psychaotic. Psychaotic getting it stolen out by Giggity Gao. Giggity sending it out now to that left side tunnel. It is in the side of blue. Giggity Gao's going to try to find the 3, but does not find it. But Caesar is there to help the pickup and puts in 2 points, drawing them within 5 points now of the Royals.
And coming back there, putting back within 5 points. And, the Constellations have been bringing a pretty, I would argue, a fairly aggressive push here against the Scranton Royals. But the Royals just keeping it fast, continuing to try and hold on to that lead, really making them amp it up to try and close the gap. You see a lot of good long passes there as Cool Whip sends one to Biot, and they moved it down the entire arena in 8 seconds there with some really great on-target passes to dump it in for a quick 2 points and get that right back to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, they've been running the relay plays, I think for the past couple offensive jousts they've had, and they've been working. If it's not broke, don't fix. Or if it's not broke, don't fix it. There ain't no reason to.
Exactly.
And it's been working. It's reliable. They're 7 points up now. Against the Constellations. So let's see what the Constellations got here to answer.
And the Constellations coming right back. See him dropping it back to the back line there, trying to slow it down, sends it up to Giggity. Giggity uses the shield for some cover. Babs says, no way. Seen that before. I'm ready for you. Grabs it, sends it right back out. Doesn't quite get it past the neutral zone there. Going to come right back in from the Constellations as Toki Caesar moving in, unpressured. It's going to get denied again by Babs. Not letting anything there into the bubble, really making them work for it. On their third attempt, coming back in, Draco sends it over to Toki Caesar, gets denied by the ding ring, so close as he comes out and gets pressured there by Babs, running some defense from the goal.
Yeah, and beautiful defensive possession there from the Royals, able to get that stop off. And Constellations are probably a little frustrated right now, trying to figure out what's going wrong. Why are we not able to put it on the mark? But as I say that, Draco Mako's going to take it in and put 2 points on the board. I'm eating my own words here, Nails.
They're listening to the cast right now.
They're like, let me show you wrong, Gunslinger. Let me show you wrong.
Like, you talking trash, Z? You talking trash? Okay. We'll put some points up. Back within 5 there, but still, I would argue probably a little bit of a close to comfortable lead here for the Scranton Royals as you see him get another good rollout here. Trying to kick it through, takes a bad bounce there. It's loose down in the trench. Babs gets there first, knocks it away. Cool Whip's going to pick it up on the near side. I had to think about who that was for a second. I almost said hello Dash again. Psy coming in. Nepa TV zone. Psy Chaotic coming in, sends it up to Biot. Biot still outside the bubble, trying to work in, tries to send a cut pass there in front of the bubble, or excuse me, in front of the goal, not quite able to connect. Toki's going to get a hand on it, try to slap it back to the neutral zone, takes a bad bounce back, Psy's there to collect, and they are right back in the transition. It's 2v1 into the bubble. Oh, great stop by Floppa.
Wow.
Hypnotizing it. Nice work. And Giggity for the long send. Ooh. No dice. They needed that. And Giggity's not going to connect on that 3-pointer with an open goal. That's going to sting as they're back on the reset again. Floppa coming in from the back line. It's going to drop it further back to Draco as Draco decides to move it forward here over to Toki. Toki coming in on the near side. Down to 4 players out for a sub here over on the Constellations as Draco brings it forward again from the back line. Really trying to pick that way into the bubble here. Constellations really trying to make every pass count here. They know they've missed a couple times here. Really trying to make it happen as Floppa finally finds the goal there for 2 coming in from the clock.
Yeah, beautiful passing there, and although not able to find the mark there with that long 3, still able to get points on the board and bring themselves back within 3 in the second quarter. And yes, I said quarter this time. Don't worry, Muted. You don't gotta yell at me now. And then it's going to be, I think that was Babs handling off the QB there, sending it onto that right side tunnel, but not finding the connection for his teammate. Babs now picking it up, back up, sending it back over to Biot. Biot's going to send it over to Psychotic. Now sending it up to Cool Whip. Cool Whip's going to try to maybe take it in here. Going in for the shot, but gets stuffed by Draco Mako, and Draco Mako's going to get that clear out. They have the speed advantage right now.
Ooh.
Can they find the disc, though? They are not able to find it just yet. That gives Royals the time to set up for defense. It does get slapped out there by the Royals. Royals now slapping it into that Valley side, but the Constellations are going to be there to find it and get that stack. Maybe a little bit of a miss pass there by the Constellations. And that Royal stack was fast. Wow. That impressed me.
Yeah, right. I told you, man. They've been killing it. Like, they out of nowhere just I mean, they are the team, like the league of super best friends, right? Everybody on that team are really close, and so they've got that chemistry aspect, but they really started making it work for him here in the last few weeks. As Biot again, off a fight here inside the bubble, comes away with it for another 2 points, bringing him back up to 5.
Yeah, and you mentioned something there, Nails, the chemistry aspect. I think that's something that a lot of people underlook in this game. That chemistry is very, very important. A lot of people go in, especially in VRML, you see it a lot. You see teams that form and then they just fall apart because there's no chemistry. People don't give it time to build it up, and that's another 2 points there for the Constellations, bringing them in within 3. I think within this quarter might be in. I don't know how much time they're gonna have. Maybe 3 seconds. Nails, am I right? I can't do math.
I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna go with 3. I like 3. And are we good?
4 seconds.
4 seconds. That's close enough. Plus or minus 1.
Oh man, math is hard sometimes, Nails. And, not my best subject in high school. Oh man, but no, I mean, beautiful second quarter there from both teams. It's a 3-point deficit for the Constellations. They got to be feeling good. I saw they started to find some momentum there at the end. With their stack shots and offensive plays, and even their defense. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they come out with. The Royals, I mean, killing it on their offensive side and defensive side, making stops, making shots, making everything. They're finding it all right now. The Royals are absolutely killing it right now.
That they are, and they've got to be happy about that. We'll take you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the Big St. Charles halftime show. And don't forget, for those of you looking to claim this week's NFT, head on over to www.nepavrpro.com/NFT to fill out the NFT claim form. In order to complete that claim form, you'll need the secret password. Do not be fooled. This week's secret password is week 13. That is week 13. The deadline to submit that claim form is 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. That would be this Sunday, September, wait for it, 4th. Yes, nailed it. Go ahead and get that filled out. It is open. It is ready. Pick up your NFT. You don't want to be left hanging. Yes, Jucifer, you're probably going to beat me again this week because I have not done it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you yet again. And coming right back in to this second half of the halftime show, brought to you by Big St. Charles Motorsports. So, Z, dude, some big things here. Obviously, the Scranton Royals out here in the lead. Very neck and neck game. At one point had a 7-point lead. The Constellation have closed it back down, but I'm still seeing like a lot of play, like kind of leaning in the Scranton Royals' favor. What do you think?
Oh yeah, and offensively especially, not defensively as well. They've been killer over there on the defensive side, making a lot of saves, lots of good stops, but offensively just finding it. Everything's really going in their favor for the Royals right now. A little bit of some missed shots every once in a while, but Royals are pretty much deadly and I want to say 90% gonna score in the bubble. The Constellations just have not been able to really find a stop yet for the Royals. Just kind of trying to, hey, let's do our thing and see if we can get something going. Mess up the Royals' flow, mess up the Royals, just mentality. It's all a mind game here in Echo.
It is. And right now, I think I think the Scranton Royals are definitely in the minds of the Constellation. Again, like we mentioned before, Constellations have the playoff clinch, right? But that doesn't mean you're still going to play your heart out, and they definitely are. But I think right now the Royals just have had quite the run here, and we see, looking at the scoreboard, all 4 players across the Constellation have points on the board, but we only got 3 players with points on the board there on the Royals, and they're still out there in the lead, and that just tells you how well they're playing with their chemistry, like we talked about before. Sai, no points on the board, but I mean, if that happens, that's just going to be another thing for the Constellation to contend with, because now they got 4 shooters they got to worry about rolling into the rest of the second half of this game. And looking at the last time they played Scranton, the last time Baton Rouge Constellations played Scranton, they beat them 64-20. And right now they are at a 3-point deficit at halftime. So, that just tells you again how much the Scranton Royals have really improved their game over the season, and how much this is a totally different team here rolling in the last, I would say, probably 7 weeks of this season. And it was almost about exactly half mid-season that they completely turned all of this around. Looking at the possession time, it's been more in the favor of the Constellations, but obviously the Royals have been doing a lot more with the disc when they got it, with less possession time, but obviously more points. And I think that's been pretty characteristic for them this game, is just rolling out and moving the disc quickly with those quick stacks, putting points on the board. It's 63% to 38% in favor of the Constellation for shots taken, and that again goes to show how effective the defense is of the Scranton Royals.
Yeah, Nelson, I have to agree with you there. They're Babs, been playing killer. I've seen Babs in goal and making amazing saves, and I'm sure he has more than 3 saves to his name. Nails, I'll let you take away this initial joust.
And it's an initial joust going to the Scranton Royals. Nailed it. And over the top, a cool whip coming right back down. Looks like there's a little bit of miscommunication just in front of the goal there between her and Babs. It's going to get broken up there, and a loose disc, but they aren't able to clear it. Try it again. Draco's finally going to get it through, Giggity's finally going to get it through. Ooh, almost takes a lucky bounce there into the goal off that shot down there, off the trench. Not quite able to connect. They've been getting denied a lot by the ding ring tonight, and those, I count at least 3 3-pointers that they've missed that would make all the difference right now in the score, as Toki sends it in again from behind, getting denied again, taking a bounce inside the ding ring there, and then getting kicked right back out, and that's got to be frustrating for the Constellation right now.
Oh yeah, and that is not what they're looking for at all right now. They're wanting to find those. They're wanting to find those connections, those shots, and just unfortunately taking that bounce. But that's going to be another 2 points there for Cool Whip, extending the Royals' lead by 5 points now with 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes and 45 seconds. We'll call it there.
Yeah. That works. See, it's math. Dude, don't worry. We have a real math problem here in Nepa. There's only 3 of us that are good at math. It's Muted, Dimwee. I think Palador's pretty good at math as well. And that's it. Everybody else, we're all not great in the math piece. Myself specifically, I'm math dumb. So I just always ask for help. It works out. Even on the low ones.
Throw back to high school, whenever you're nudging your homie, you're like, hey, I need those answers, man.
Hey, dude, you got this thing. Ooh, nice send from Papa from just outside, inverted for 3 points. Kicks it right in. And we were talking about earlier that the Constellations really, getting denied a lot by the ding for the goal, but that just kind of goes to show that they're really having to beat up those pockets in the corners there, because the defense coming from the Royals has been so strong, and really making, when you can make a team really have to reach for those pockets in the corners and rely on that accuracy to really nail it, that's when you know your defense is doing a great job.
Yeah, and then that's probably one of the toughest things about, shot placement with Echo is, finding where that defense is not going to save. And that's another 2 points there by Psychaotic for the Royals. But yeah, no, nice. that defense, you got to be able to get around those goalies. And, playing goalie myself for a season, it was a very tough, overwhelming, position, but probably one of the funnest times I've had in Echo, because you're the back line, you're the backbone of the team. You see what everybody else doesn't see.
And I can only imagine, like, when you make a stop as a goalie, especially when it's a heater coming in, like, that's got to be one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, 100%. And, it's so rewarding. And unfortunately, like, living in Alaska, I don't get the best ping. So it's like I get Chicago'd half the time, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Living in Alaska, playing on the, on the Dallas server, we'll see what we got. This will work out well.
And it's like everybody's like, oh, well, like, are West Coast any better? Nope, I still get 80 to 90 ping on West Coast servers, so it's like, might as well just play on Dallas.
Like, what the problem is, dude? You got to move out of Alaska. You got to take one for the team. You got to move down here to the continental United States and put up for the team. Ooh, good send. Trying to come in. Going to get denied as the goalie comes out, makes it happen, but Toki's going to grab it and go right back for another 2 off a great rebound.
Yeah, beautiful rebound there. Beautiful pickup by Toki to close that lead within 2 points. And Nails, I'll let you take that up with the United States government to get me out of Alaska. I'll let you handle that one. Royals coming out now. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll make some phone calls.
I appreciate it. It'd be really nice to get out of this place. Beautiful place, just negative 50 in the winter's not fun.
No, what are you talking about, dude? That's like shorts weather. Super fun.
Big flop getting that clear out there. I'm so sorry, I cut you off again. Oh my gosh.
Dude, go for it.
Oh man, Babs there now on the other side, picking it up, getting the clear out. Babs trying to find a teammate. Biot's gonna be there to collect this into the boat's high. Coolup's gonna be there, sing it down now into the orange side zone.
Ooh.
That is going to be Psychaotic, but gets stunned out by Draco. I want to say that was. Now Biot there to pick it up. Sending it over to not finding the teammate, but that was Coolwhip, the intended receiver. Big Floppa is going to be there to pick it up, sending it out through that valley side. And now down into the side of Scranton Royals, but the Royals are there with their stacks. Those fast stacks we've been seeing all night from the Royals have been really paying off on their defensive, not letting those clears from the Constellation pay off for the Constellations.
Yeah, that is, they have been monster quick all night tonight. You see them moving back in here, trying to get pressure that bubble, working their way back in, and I think, again, showing how well the Royals are playing tonight. Just plenty of opportunities here as Cool keeps it coming off the barrier there. It's going to send it in underhand as the goalie tries to come out and beat her, taking them back up by 4. Dude, all I was going to say earlier was just, I've been somewhere where it was negative 20, negative 25, and I was like, I wonder what that feels like. And I walked outside and I was like, nope, never again. So I don't know what negative 50 feels like, but I'm assuming it's worse than negative 25.
Oh, it is so bad. And it's even worse whenever you're like, all right, you probably never heard of this term, but you have to get your car winterized here in Alaska.
Oh yeah.
So you have to get your battery charged during the winter. You have to get your oil heated and your engine heated, and it's just like, and half the time that doesn't even save it from negative 50. So you go out and you try to start your car and it's dead, and you're like, well, hopefully somebody can take me to work today.
Yeah, dude, I have been in Alaska in the wintertime. I was in Anchorage, but we used to talk to the guys up in Fairbanks all the time, and I was like, you poor miserable creatures. They had to come into work today on negative 65. Ooh, good slap away there inside the bubble.
Yeah, and that defense again from the Royals there, but the Constellations are able to collect it, but Babs is going to be there sending it out now. It is going to be all the way through, and the stacks for the Royals are there. Oh, there's some juking around. He gets the slam dunk from Babs. A 4-point lead now for the Royals.
Dude, that was awesome work by Babs. 1v2. Forces it in the goal to collect those points they worked so hard for. Minute left here in the third quarter, and still the Scranton Royals have yet to give up the lead here. They've been in the lead for really the last 2.5 quarters of this game, and just enough to kind of keep them working. Another pickup there from Babs, sending it forward, looking to collect. Good grab by Babs, picks up his own clear, sends it in the bubble, not going to connect there with the goal. So they try to clear it out. Another missed pass here. We got a loose disc, Cool Whip. Yes, Cool Whip, got it. Sends it right back over, tries to connect with Babs. Another loose disc going to get bottled up there in the valley. Draco grabs it, takes a nice duck there, missing the defensive stacks coming in. Babs back into the goal, 1v1. Here comes the defensive stacks. Giggity's going to hold on to it, finds nothing, gets stuffed just in front of the goal there. Great read by Babs as Sai sends it through the far side tunnel. Looking for a bounce here, 20 seconds left as Biot tries to send one inside the bubble. Back over to the clock, not going to pick it up. Babs grabs it first, going to reset. Great pickup there for the stun there, and Babs, and tries to send over to Sai, and Sai's going to get stunned out just in front of the goal. Not going to be able to get the clear. 5 seconds left here. They got one long shot. Going to get robbed by Draco in far side tunnel. Sends it through, and that'll take it to the end of the third quarter. Woo! I'm going to take a breather. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the fourth and final quarter of this game. 25-29, Constellations to the Scranton Royals.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Terex KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And rolling right back into the fourth and final quarter of what has been an incredible game here between Constellation and the Scranton Royals. 4-point lead right now to Scranton Royals. I mean, the Constellation have been banging and banging and banging, trying to get back out into the lead and trying to close this gap. They have been unsuccessful in doing so far. I mean, Z, dude, what do you think the Constellation really need to kind of figure out here going into the fourth quarter if they're going to try and settle this with a W?
You know, something big I've been seeing, and I mentioned it earlier, is the Royal stacks are extremely fast. So those clears, those just stacks, clear it and stacks, it's just not going to work against the Royals right now. It has not been working for the Constellation so far. So if they slow it down in the backfield, pass it up a little bit, draw out those defenders, maybe get a stun out in the stack and get those clears, we might be seeing a turning point here for the Constellations. That is going to be the Royals winning it off the initial joust there, but Toki's going to be there to pick it up, sending it down into the Royal side. Psychotic's going to be there on the other side though to pick it up. Sees our Toki now. Sorry, I keep forgetting that it's Toki. Toki's sending over to Draco. Draco slapping it back. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there on where his teammate was for the reset, but they do find it in the end. Toki sending it down over to Draco. Now Draco's going to try to take it in, but that's another beautiful save by the Royals there. Again, that killer defense we've been seeing all night from them. Toki's going to try to take it in, and that's 2 points now, closing that gap within 2 points, and the Royals are going to try to come here and answer, with that, try to give themselves a little bit of cushion.
Yeah, and I'm expecting a very fast rollout here from the Royals, as they do not like these 2-point leads. They will try to push it back out to a 4 or 5 as they come here out of the tubes on a joust advantage. Good short pass there to Biot. Biot's going to send it forward. Great grab by Cool. Cool 2v3 rolling in. Oh, opts to take the shot there. Draco's going to say no way. Stop that one. Drops it right back over to the near side tunnel. Can't find the tunnel. And before Toki can get it through the tunnel, is going to get stunned out. Trying again. Giggity's going to send it high through the center. Off the roof. Sai's going to get there in time. And those stacks, again, so fast. They're so fast. They
are extremely fast, and we've been seeing that all night from them. So it's not just a one-off stack. It's consistent, and that's what this game's about. You need that consistency. That's how you win games, and that's almost a Kung shot there, but not finding the mark. Just a little wide off to the left. Giggity Gal's gonna be there to pick it up, sending it back over to his teammate. Teammate not able to find it there as he was pressured by Psychotic. I want to say that is. The stacks there for the Constellations now. Draco handling that disc, letting his team get up the field, get those defenders spread out and wide. Maybe a little bit of a chance to score here for the Constellations.
And the Constellations really biding those passes. Oh, and again, off the rim. Not going to connect after they made all that work there to get inside the bubble. But you see them being very, very deliberate with where they're sending the disc. And, and rightly so, they need to, because they are down points here as they're trying to close this up. They get another pick up there. Draco over to Toki. And Toki's going to dunk it in for 2 coming off the clock off of Draco's pass. But just very, very deliberate and very patient with their passes. We've seen that bite teams in the past, but I think a team like Constellations rolling in here 10-3, they understand how that works. They know when they need to slow it down. They know when they need to speed it up in order to make these points count.
Yeah, and that's something I mentioned. You can't go for those long clears. You gotta pass it around to your teammates and draw out those defenders. So I'm glad to see that. And I don't know if they're listening, but if they are,
nobody listens to the cast. What are you talking about?
If they are, at least I'm able to give them some advice. That's another stop in the goal by Constellations there, and their stacks are there. Giggity's gonna try to send it, but that's just a little high and to the right. But that's gonna be Big Floppa picking up off the rebound, seeing another 2 points here. That is going to be a lead for the Constellations. That is the first lead we've seen since the first quarter for the Constellations.
Oh, that is indeed. And right now the Royals don't want to get flustered, right? They still have plenty of time as we roll into not quite the halfway mark here in the last quarter, but they have been, I won't say dominating, but they've definitely been leading and outplaying, I think, the Constellations so far in this game. So as long as they can keep that play style up and that pressure on, they're going to be fine. But right now at a 2-point deficit, Biot coming in, slowing it down, looking for options, drops it back to Babs. Babs, again, going to play it a little further back, trying to get that defense to come out. Oh, gets robbed by Giggity. Kicks it right back into the blue side bubble. Kicks it low, but again, those characteristic great stacks coming out of the Royals are going to get back just in time. And, I wish I could listen to the comms that were going on to the Royals, which I can listen to the comms. But I wish I could listen to the comms while casting and not get my brain all sideways because the ability for them to basically have that play get broken up right there. Ooh, very close, right there, so close to the neutral zone, and be able to catch a defensive transition like that and get back and catch the clear was amazing. But finally, the Constellations are going to connect there as they come back, pick up that long clear off the ding shot, and Giggity's going to sink it for 3, taking them up by 5. Ooh, great timeout. Oh, I love the timeouts, buddy.
Yeah, smart timeout there. I'm assuming that's coming from the Royals. Maybe give themselves a chance to breathe, some talk it over, like, hey, guys, let's get our heads in the game. We're only down by 5, 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go. The Constellations are feeling good at this point. They're feeling solid. They seem to find their flow here in this fourth quarter, but still plenty of time for either team to take this game and to have a deciding factor here. I honestly think this game's going to come right down to the wire, Nails. I really do.
Oh, me too, man. This is going to be very, very close. And we love to see close games like that, and I want to see. I know the Royals are going to handle it fine, but this is where you've been out in front the entire game, and now it's starting to get real, right? Like what happens? What happens here as you wrap up this last half quarter makes all the difference. No matter how well you've been playing the entire game, fact of the matter is, right now you're down by 5 points. You've got 3.5 minutes left here. You've got to sink a couple big time goals to make the difference.
Yeah, and indeed, you're right there. Sinking a big time goal, even just one, could change the momentum of this tide. It wouldn't put them in the lead, but it would definitely bring momentum back to the Royals. And as the Royals come out here, seeing if they're going to find something, maybe a little bit of bad pass there. Sorry, tripping over my words here, but that is going to be the Constellations picking it up. It's a fight there for the disc. Nobody has clear possession just yet, but Psychotic's going to be there, trying to find a teammate, but not just finding it yet. That is going to be Big Floppa. Big Floppa trying to send it in for the 3, but not finding it just yet. Biot's going to be there. Biot now handling it. Cool Whip and Biot are stacked, but unfortunately just a bad clear coming from the side of Royals. Damn, that stack again there, coming from the Royals. We're seeing it, but just not able to get those clears out, Nails.
Yeah, and we've seen that, that's where we start to see teams break down, is if they cannot get those clears going, and especially for a team like the Royals, who's, all game, this, that clear and boost strategy has been really working for them, and they can't quite get the clear piece of that clear and boost And it's a little bit late to start swapping strategies. They had a great time out there. I don't know what they talked about, but right now they're just trying to get through the neutral zone, and they have been having a hard time doing it. Here come the Constellations on the attack again. Going to pick it up. Big Flop is going to send it across the ceiling there. Here comes Toki for another 2, coming in off the right shoulder, and that takes him up by 7. Still not out of it by any means here, but I think they had, if any one of those clears had connected and gone through, I think we would have seen points on the board for the Royals. They just are not finding that lane that they were so used to seeing this entire game.
Yeah, and the Royals, maybe a little bit scrambled here. They're like, all right, stuff's not working as it was, and the Constellations, starting to find their flow. Maybe a little late here, but that is, the perks of this Nepa format. If you can keep it close within the game, and you might be down, all 3 quarters, but the 4th quarter is really the deciding factor here. You can play excellent all up until it, and then that 4th quarter comes along, and you have a bad round or bad quarter. It's gonna be the end of it, right there. But that's gonna be Babs putting 2 points up for the Constellations. Now within 5, it's gonna be tight for the. I said for the Constellations. My bad. I meant Royals. It's gonna be tight for the Royals to make it, but they still have some time here, I want to say.
They do, and if they come out here with a hot stack and they're able to disrupt this rollout, you're going to see them turn it right back around on points. Unfortunately, not going to be able to, but able to break up the play a little bit there, perturb the offense as they work their way over to the blue side of the arena. And the Constellations know they got the clock on their side. You see Draco there burning some time at the double diamond, trying to make the defense come get him. That's a very tough situation to be in for the defense because he's trying to make you overextend. And sure enough, gets it through. It's going to be open goal, and Giggity's going to sink it for 3. And that strategy worked exactly the way they wanted it to. And that is going to be game in the hands of the Constellation. Well fought from the Royals the entire game. That's a heartbreaker, man, because they were really controlling this game for really 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, and the Royals, they don't want to put their heads down after this one. They've really performed well. Nails. What was you said they? Ooh. The Royals have played the Constellation before. What was the score of that game?
64-20.
Yeah, and look at the score difference now. It's a lot better. It's a lot more well-rounded, and they were able to hold out for 3.5 rounds, not just able to keep it there at the end.
Yeah, and that is definitely coming in for tonight, doing some outstanding work. And when you have a team like the Constellations coming in that you're playing against, especially where the standings are at right now, yes, the Royals, I think the Royals took an L on this game. I think they outplayed the Constellation for 3 of these 4 quarters for this game. And like you said, when the game is that close and the Constellations never let it really get under their skin, when they kept the game close the entire time, and they knew when they really had to turn on the juice here to try and get out ahead, and that happened in the 4th quarter. But if you're the Constellation and you're rolling into the playoffs, this is a team that I'm worried about having to play again, because they're the team that are going to upset you in the playoffs because they know your play style. They've seen it. They come out with a new strategy. They've matched it up against you. They've seen what does work and doesn't work, and I guarantee you they're going to have an answer for the next time they play the Constellations. And so the Constellations have got to be this has got to be in the back of their mind here rolling into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like I said, Royals were able to really put on impressive performance. Jesus, words are hard. I'm quoting Queen here. Words are hard. English is hard. But impressive performance coming from both teams. The Royals, they cannot hang their heads low about this one. They performed outstanding, and it was a pleasure watching both of these teams and able to cast them. So I thank you to both teams for giving us a good game for the first game of the night.
Yeah, an amazing game. And so we also do a thing here. We have the Holzhauer Auto Motorsports Stuntman Award, who is the player of the game. And for tonight, and we usually we give it to a player on the winning team, but really you can give it to anybody. And it'll just make for great television. But I'll go first. For me, I think the player that brought the Constellation back was Toki Caesar, because Toki Caesar was all up in Trent Royal's bubble And every time they had a good press in, when they got stuffed from those long shots and they really had to work it in, I think it was Toki that was making those 2-pointers happen and keeping that game close the entire time. Never letting it get too unwieldy. We never saw a 9-point lead. At most, we saw a 7, but usually it was about a 5-point lead, 3 to 5 point lead the entire game. And I think a lot of that was Toki being in the right place at the right time, really finding the holes in the defense and putting those 2-pointers on the board that just kept them within spitting distance. So now at the fourth quarter, when they started finding some of those open threes, started taking a lead, it really started to unravel the Scranton Royals defense and allowed them to kind of hold on to that lead and work their way back out to this 42-31 win. So my vote goes to Toki Caesar. Who do you got?
Toki, yeah, I agree with you. Toki played a great game, but I'm going to have to give it to Babs on the Royals. Babs
Nice, I like it.
Babs played a killer game, in goal, even on offense as well. He had 13 points, 6 saves, and I'm sure plenty more that were unaccounted for. Also, just making multiple stops on the defensive side, steals, interceptions. Babs played an amazing back line and front line tonight, so Babs has my choice.
There you go. And it's a toss-up there between Babs and Toki. We'll kick it to the chat, but we are getting ready to get into the next game, so make your voices known. But congratulations to both teams. Congratulations to you, Toki. Congratulations to you, Babs. This is probably not the first ever. This is going to be a split Stuntman Award here rolling into tonight's game. Both teams played amazing. Hats off to Babs and Toki. We're going to take a quick break. We'll bring you right back in for our next game for tonight, and I guess I should tell you who it is. But it's going to be the Slither versus the Junction City Juggernauts. It's going to be a blast. We'll be right back after a couple-minute break. Go refill your drinks. We'll see you in a few.
Seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
Is it? Try to clear it.
Cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no!
That gets the finish. That's the victory. What's the clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33-32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. Forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not
look
anymore.
at,
No,
look at,
no.
look
Put me on
at
camera.
that.
Put
Look
me
at
on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read.
And welcome back. We are bringing you tonight's second matchup. We got the Scottsdale Slither versus the JCJ Junction City Juggernauts rolling in for this second matchup. And I have my guest caster for tonight, the Gunslinger from Disorient, rolling in tonight. We begged, borrowed, bribed him, and we checked. Turns out his schedule was free, and we brought him over to come hang out with us tonight and get some guest casting in. So again, you never know what you're going to see over here. Glad you guys are all showed up, and we brought you a little gift. And Z, say what's up for any of our new viewers here that weren't on the last cast and missed that shootout that we just watched.
Oh yeah, it was a shootout. I hate that you guys weren't there for it, but if you guys are here, I'm the Gunslinger, and yeah, I'm a guest. I'm a guest. Very last minute guest, but it worked out, and I'm glad to be here, Nails. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you, man. And rolling into this second matchup, Scottsdale Slither rolling in 8-4 tonight, have clinched the wild card at the very least, playing against Junction City Juggernauts, who right now are right in the middle of the pack. They're coming in 5-7, and they are still in the hunt right now for a wild card as we roll into the remainder of this regular season. So you can bet that tonight's game means a lot to both these teams, and they're going to be playing very, very hard to make sure that they both can work their way into the playoffs, not coast in the playoffs, but definitely earn their way in and get themselves a little bit of a breathing room here before we roll into playoff week. And as we jump into the game here, I'll let you start. Who do we got over there on the Scottsdale Slither?
Yeah, for the Slither, we got Antgas, Gunnysaw, Unknown, iFoxy, and one and only. All players I'm very familiar with, and I'm excited to see them play here. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, iFoxy, a recent, well, I guess it's been a few weeks now, but we typically saw him play repeatedly as sub there for the Scottsdale Slither. Finally got drafted in there on the team as a roster AAA member, and he has just been killing it here this season.
Yeah, and I think I'm not wrong when I say this. Congratulations to iFoxy. He just got every key I want to say got qualified for a Masters. So big congratulations to iFoxy and his team.
Nice, congrats.
So big news right there for iFoxy. Nails, who do we have over on the JCJ?
And over on JCJ, we got Nepa TV's own Phenom. We got Supram, Empty, UG, as always, and Sir Captain Spoon rolling in for tonight. And for that lineup over on the JCJ, I mean, the JCJ have been really killing it this season, as always. We got Empty coming in here as a sub with the roster players. Not Empty coming as a sub. We've got a full 5 players here for the team, with Empty coming in as captain. They, UG, Supram, and Sir Captain Spoon, they have had a fantastic chemistry there as a team here this entire season. I mean, we've seen Empty doing some great work there as the captain, really pulling the team together when needed there to kind of square those corners as these close games we've seen them play. We've got UG, hot shooter, as always. I don't know, is UG Mom in the chat? But what's up, UG Mom, if you're in the chat? As always, UG with his own personal in-house fan club, cheering him on. And then Faye, always the best wrangler, I think, ever for any casting. But Faye jumping in there as also a AAA player has been crushing it this season as well. And I think everybody on this team has the potential at any game just to break out and go ham. And that is, I think, what the JCJ's strength has been all season, is that you never know who's really just going to go off for the night, but every single player on that team is capable of doing so. As we roll into the first quarter, Empty and the JCJ are going to pick up that neutral joust, come rolling right back in. Faye up to the ceiling, dumps it right back out to Empty, and Empty's going to put 2 points on the board 11 seconds in and making a statement for JCJ, coming out firing.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful fast statement there. 11-second goal time coming from JCJ. You know, winning that initial joust pretty single-handedly. No challenge really from the Slither, but Slither does have a chance here to answer back. Let's see what they can get going here as iFoxy takes it, coming out, sending it to that right side tunnel. Not finding his teammate there, not yet, but that is going to be JCJ picking it up there, sending it in, maybe trying to go for the long shot there, not finding it, taking the bounce off a shield. The Slither now picking it up, has possession is Antgas. Antgas sitting across now, trying to get that clear out, maybe trying to find a teammate and a stack on the other side. Sorry, iFoxy there picking it up. iFoxy now holding that disc, maybe trying to get something going here for the Slither, sending it back for the reset. Beautiful, smart idea right there for the reset. Unknown handling that disc, sending it up high to the ceiling to iFoxy. iFoxy now holding that disc, juking around the defender, trying to get the shot off, and does find it. That's 2 points to answer back to the JCJ.
And the Slither, I mean, all season have been just amazingly fast stacks. We saw T-Wubs get drawn up there to the pro team, the Vipers. But those two right there, the Echo twins, Unknown and Foxy, two brothers just playing Echo, trying to put points on the board. You know, just trying to out there trying to live life. And they have been dangerous this entire second half of the season. When those two get together, the chemistry is unreal, as expected, with them both being related here. Another fight down here in the valley as Unknown's going to steal it right back, send it through. Kicks it forward. iFoxy looking for the open goal. Tries to back it out for a 3. Opts to take the 2 there off some good awareness, knowing the goalie was coming back. Again, off an assist from his brother, Unknown.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful passing there coming from the assist from Unknown, like you said. And, you know, something I've seen so far, at least, is, you know, these teams, as we saw in the last game, it's not a lot of clearing and going. It's more passing upfield, and that's something I mentioned about, you know, the who do we have? The Constellations just last game, and, you know, we see that here from both teams, passing it upfield, willing to work up, and it's paying off as iFoxy finds another 3 there to put the Slither up by 5 here.
And iFoxy right back in. We saw Antgas here. It looks like Antgas dropped out. They're back in with one and only, taking them up by 5. And I mean, all season, like these passes, you know, a lot of teams, you know, we love the clear and boost, right? But then you see these teams that really have these very, very close, these very short passes that are very, very accurate and on target when they need to be there, so that they can swap anytime between these long clear and boost profiles, but also really move the disc when they need to work their way around the defense. And the Slither have been doing an excellent job of that all season, and they're doing it again tonight.
Indeed they are, and you know, like I said, I've been keeping up with the Slither. That's mainly who I've been watching this entire season, so, you know, like, I'm familiar with a little bit of their play style, mainly back whenever Technowubs was on the Slither, but still pretty similar to how they were playing before, and that's another 2 points for the Slither there. Antgas is back in the arena, so we do have a full 5 for both teams here as the JCJ comes out with their rollouts. Phenom now handling that disc, sitting it high, trying to find something to get through, but Gunny Saw is going to pick it up. Gunny sitting it down, but not, unfortunately. Well, does find a teammate. Sorry, one and only is going to be there to pick it up. iFox, he's now going to try to take it in, gets the dunk. That's another 2 points here for the Slither. Quick 9-point lead here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and all 11 points for the Slither going to iFoxy as he has just been working all the right places at the right time. Getting forward there as a striker, just making himself available and open, and then still have an ability to work around the defense. Just doing an excellent job here as the Slither right now finding themselves in a very comfortable lead. And if you guys missed it last game, yes, well, you probably didn't because you were on the chat. Toki, oh, nice, unknown, making himself known with a three-pointer there from 19 meters off a great feed from Gunny. They're up by 12. But if you guys missed, we had a little bit of a split decision there on the Stuntman Award for last game, and it's going to go to Toki. The voters have spoken, and Toki's going to take away by 1 vote there on the it's not a prediction, but the voting. So congrats to you, Toki, walking away there with the Stuntman Award from last game.
Yeah, congratulations to Toki there. You know, Babs had my vote, but you know, Toki was definitely in second for me. So both players played beautifully, and that's another 2 points for the Slither there. You know, not letting the JCJ find anything here on their offense or defense stops.
Yeah, they and the JCJ right now have yet to find an answer. 2.5 minutes here left in the first quarter. Right now, I think they're just trying to hang on here to get to the intermission, take a little bit of time to talk about what's going on. But again, their scrub rollout, not going to find their intended receivers. iFoxy's going to just straight up take that one and jumping in for 3 from 18 meters, and they are up by 17 points right now. Also, shout out to Zen Mom in the chat. We love it when the parents show up. Thank you for coming out and supporting your players and your kids here. And Echo, this is very important to them. It's very important to us, and they're doing an amazing work here, playing at this pro level. The literal best players in the world. Oh, speaking of, Yuji from 23 meters, going to put some equalizer on that, and just thinking open 3. Wow.
Yeah, and you know, I don't want to, put anything hand in hand, but as soon as Yuji Mom popped up in chat, yeah. Yuji popped a bomb of a 3 out of nowhere. So, welcome in, Yuji Mom. Great to have you here.
Yuji's muse is here.
Yeah, and that's, beautiful answer back from Slither, putting 3 points back up, not letting that lead dwindle down for the Slither.
Yeah, and the Slither still trying to hold on to that lead. Minute left here. They are on a great run right now as coming right back out. JCJ now. Yuji's on the board. He has been a terror all season, but unknown. Going to do some damage there. Break up that play before it even gets started. Send it right back in for 22 meters on an open goal.
Yeah, and, Slither have been lights out from the 3 tonight. I think that's 4 or 5 threes I've seen from the Slither tonight. So they've been lights out from behind that 3-point field mark, and just not letting capitalizing on any mistakes that the JCJ makes. Oh man, I gotta remember team names here. Oh Lord. Bear with me, guys.
That's a full-time job, buddy.
Full-time job, indeed it is. And Unknown now picking that disc off at the slap after Gunny saw, but trying to send that long shot in. Gets stopped by Phenom. Phenom sending it out now. Not able to get collected by anybody yet. Now Empty's finding it. Empty's going to send it down, getting the clear out. Maybe trying to get a stack going. There is no clear winner yet. That is going to be Yuji. And the bubble, but gets saved by Unknown. Unknown getting that clear out now, not letting those 2 points fall for the JCJ.
Yeah, you saw that right.
Wow, right. I gotta say, I know if that was me, I'd have been fuming.
And speaking of fumes, we're going to take a quick break here. Try to let the Flames go out here with an outstanding lead, come in 20 points for the Slither. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with quarter 2. Welcome back. We're coming back into the second quarter here. We've got the Slither versus the JCJ. I'm here with my guest caster, Z Gunslinger, in the house off of Disorient. Z, as always, thank you again. I know we've said it many times, but thanks for joining us tonight. Happy to have you. And welcome to Nepa casting time.
Oh, it is absolutely a pleasure to be here, Nails, and I couldn't ask, for a better night. I wasn't doing much, so glad to be here. And whoa, I missed initial joust there coming from the Slither. That is going to be a shot attempt, I want to say, from Empty. Empty just not finding the mark off that backboard shot. Unknown's going to be picking it up there. iFoxy now handling that disc, and iFoxy, he's been the key offensive player tonight, I want to say. I mean, looking at him, he has 14 points so far on the board, and just a threat to the defense there for the JCJ. And that's going to be 2 points from Yuji for the JCJ.
Yeah, and Yuji there, making sure that those points get on the board there, but great break up there on the far side tunnel. As iFoxy has been hard to stop all night, they are able to get the steal away there and turn that into points, and that's very important for JCJ. They got a lot of time, but they got a lot of points they got to make up here. As Phenom picks that up inside the bubble, sends it right back out, tries to connect on the near side tunnel. It's going to end up loose there. iFoxy there on the pickup. Empty trying to hunt it down, bring the defense. Not able to get there in time. Gunny's going to bring it in from the far side, kicks it over to the near side. Shoulder, Unknown. Over, and under again with the underhand for another 2 points. Great read there.
Yeah, and a little bit of a bold shot there, but definitely paying off for Unknown. No hesitation there to take it. Maybe a little bit of a, hey, your goalie's distracted or goalie's out. I didn't necessarily get to see, but definitely good comms from the teams no matter what. And that's going to be Empty picking it up off the QB play. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Close shot there.
Who was
from
that?
The JCJ. I want to say that was Yuji, I think, trying to find the connection.
Yeah, that's classic Yuji. Instead of those long threes in and connecting, that is abnormal there. And so, I mean, if I'm the Slither, definitely something I want to be on the lookout for. You do not want to leave those goals open for Yuji because he will find it.
Yeah, and Yuji's known to be a threat from behind that bubble, that long mark, and it's something that I've definitely heard. I'm not like I said, not familiar. I'm familiar with the players, but not necessarily how deadly they are. But I've heard Yuji is extremely deadly from the long shots. So Yuji now handling that disc, sending it over to Suprum. Suprum sending it back over to Empty, trying to get some passing here in the bubble is the JCJ, and it's going to pay off for them as Phenom gets 2 points, closing that gap for the JCJ.
Yeah, and they worked hard for that one. It was a lot of great reads there. You saw a lot of good movement out of the JCJ, really waiting for those lanes to open up, not getting perturbed by the defense, and making those passes connect. And finally, they were rewarded there coming in. I know they're hunting for those long threes, trying to close this gap down, still at 18-point differential, as Unknown finds that in the far side tunnel, kicks it low. And looks like Gunny's not able to get a handle on it in time. We got a loose disc. Empty's going to get there first, gets it away right before he gets put to sleep. Oh, and a great grab from Unknown there, down in the trench, trying to find it, gets denied by the ding. JCJ getting lucky on that one. Good pick up there by Empty, and the defense coming in to answer the call there. Finally clears it out through the near side tunnel, looking for an offensive push. Again, nobody's home to answer. iFoxy's going to pick that up on the near side trap and the high by the ceiling. It sends it down low. Again, Unknown on the miss. JCJ gets another chance of redemption here. 2 misconnects here on open threes. But we got a break up here inside the bubble. Empty's going to get a hand on it. Try to send it out again. Good grab by Suprum. Suprum sends it through, trying to find Yuji in the center, but not before the back line can get there in time. Unknown picks it up here off the pillar, takes a couple spins in the dryer, and then dumps it in for 2 to shake a defender. Nice work by Unknown.
Yeah, Unknown said it was spin cycle time and turned that dryer on high and said, "Oh, let's get it heated." That's 2 points now, 20-point lead here for the Slither. Still plenty of time though. Still plenty of time in this quarter, and still 2 quarters to go after this one. So see what the JCJ's got here as Yuji sends it up to his teammate. I want to say that was Suprum. Sorry, Suprum tried to take the shot, missing it just a little wide, not finding that connection. It is going to be iFoxy on the side, sending a bold shot down into the blue side zone, but not finding the connection just yet. That's going to be the JCJ picking it up. Yuji sending it out to that left side. Now down into the trench. That's going to be Empty. Empty taking a long shot and finding 3 points for the JCJ. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play right there.
Oh, yeah, an excellent play coming forward and finally connecting there with the empty goal. I think they've had a couple opportunities here with the empty goal, trying to get that connected there and finally able to find it. The Scottsdale Slither, for their part, taking, we said a lot, kind of some bold shots there, but with the lead that they've got right now, they can afford to do that. And I think at that point, it's more about keeping the pressure on the defense and just making them think that you're always about to score. And here they come again. Gunnysaw coming off a bounce, not going to connect, but going to pick up his own rebound. Make sure it goes in this time for another 2.
Yeah, and beautiful, beautiful pickup there from Gunnysaw off the rebound that off the failed shot attempt on the first time. Able to find it though. Again, putting 2 points on the board for the Slither. The JCJ is going to come out now, trying to get something going here for them on offense. It's just been a lot of back and forth here in the second quarter. No team really taking clear possession. Empty now handling that disc, sending it back to Phenom. Phenom now handling that disc, sending it back over to Empty. Empty trying to get his team upfield, trying to take some long shots as Yuji getting stopped by that goalie there for the Slither. Foxy's going to be there to pick it up off the stack. Does not find the mail slot connection. Mailbox was closed today. Post office said no go.
They never work, dude. They work terrible hours.
Oh, dude, it's terrible. Like Amazon's supposed to be like, 2-day delivery, 1-day delivery. Yeah, here it's like 4 or 5 days. So. Oh, Gunny now handling that disc, trying to send it over to his teammate. Does find the connection to Antgas. Antgas sending it over to iFoxy. Beautiful passing play there to put another 2 points on the board for the Slither.
And the Slither inching their way closer and closer to that 40-point mark. And if you didn't know, so Palador did the math. And he was like, dude, I think 40-point is kind of the magic spot. So that you always hear us talk about the 40-point line. And then Jucifer, our man with the stats out there, always keeping it real on how many teams this season have been able to overcome take a W there, not being the first team to 40 points there. So he's got the stats on it. I don't remember what it is, but it's a lot. It's like 90% or something like that. Anyways, rolling right back into the game. Good pickup there by Empty. They're right back on the blue side here, looking for options. Find some breathing room, kicks it through the outside tunnel, and here comes the 2-man stack. Phenom sending it in the bubble. And who is that? It looks like that was Suprum looking for the push. Going to get it back there off a fake. Kicks him another one off the rebound for 2 points. And they're back within 19. Thank you, my friend. My math man in the background, muted. See?
Shout out to Muted, always holding it down in the back line. I just got to give a huge shout out. You mentioned Juice earlier. Juice is an amazing guy. I've played in a couple of holiday cups with him, and he's always been a fun guy to play with. So, big shout out to you, Juice.
Juice is awesome, dude. He is here all the time, keeping us honest in the chat. All the time, and easily the chat's best hype man all the time is Juice.
I mean, hey, every chat needs it. That's the best way to stream.
Yeah.
If the energy's there, the chatters are gonna be there.
That's right. And that'll take you to the end of the half. We got a 21-point difference here between the Slither and JCJ. JCJ in the hunt to try and close that gap down, but the Slither mountain a really aggressive offense. We'll take you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for our halftime report, brought to you by Big St. Charles.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
And welcome back to the halftime report brought to you by Big St. Charles Motorsports. But don't forget, all season long, Nepa will be issuing NFTs. Anybody shows up to the broadcast and fills out the claim form with the secret password, which you can find at www.nepavrpro.com/NFT. You know, every week we're highlighting a different team. You can collect all the NFTs and all the logos. Fill out that claim form. You can find it at the website. And this week's secret password is week 13. That's week 13. The deadline to submit that claim form is 9 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, September 4th. Don't forget to go ahead and get that filled out. Pick up your NFTs. Don't be left hanging. You're going to want one as we roll right back into the Scottsdale Slither versus the Junction City Juggernauts. And with my guest caster, the Gunslinger, here for tonight. As we roll into this, my friend, we've seen the Slither just on a tear. What have you been seeing the Slither are really, really doing right here that's given them such this commanding lead?
Yeah, so, you know, the Slither been able to put on a 19-point lead. Beat it, am I right here? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But, you know, able to be commanding on that back line, even on the front line, but that back line has been able to stun out those stacks on the JCJ, stopping the Juggernauts, not letting them get too far ahead, and, you know, that's opened up the lane for many long shots, so that's paid off on the offensive side. And on the defensive side, you know, both teams, but the Slither here have been able to make a lot of really great stops, a lot of great interceptions, great cutoffs on lanes. You know, both teams, not just the Slither, but have been doing that well. Unfortunately, the Slither just able to do it a little bit better. Maybe we're going to see something here from the JCJ. Maybe trying to change up a strategy, trying to change up something here, trying to find a way to close that gap. Yes.
And
21-point lead. I'm so sorry, guys.
See, we know this. We know the math. We do math, or we don't do math. But you guys don't act surprised. We told you this beforehand. But coming in for tonight, I think, you know, we've got four players, all four players here on the JCJ have got points across the board. Got three players with points across the board. iFoxy fell out, but I think he's got 15 if my math probably doesn't serve me correctly. But taking them to 35. Nope, my math is incorrect. It's 16 points. So iFoxy with 16 points. We've got three players with points on the board, but I mean, for JCJ's part, they've proven that all four players can put points on the board. Notably for tonight, I think the Slither have kept Yuji relatively quiet with only 5 points on the board. Usually, Yuji is out just racking up points the entire game, but I think they've done a great job of knowing coming in that, you know, they were going to have to stop Yuji. Yuji is the shooter and the score maker here for JCJ, and they have been doing an excellent job of just, you know, kind of putting the brakes and keeping him a little bit muted, so to speak, here for tonight's game. So I think an effective strategy rolling out from the Slither. They just got to keep the pressure on here for another half. We saw the JCJ kind of come to life here in the second quarter, closing the gap. They still got a lot to go here if they want to close this gap and make a run here for a W, but it is a battle uphill for them.
Indeed it is, and it's going to be a tough one, but I'm sure, you know, as their name implies, they are the Juggernauts. You know, I'm sure they are ready to suit up and, you know, attack. You know, like you said, Yuji has been quiet, but, you know, unfortunately, if Yuji is their scorer, you got to be able to rely on your other teams if he's getting your other players to make up for those lack of points. You know, I'm seeing points, like you said, from everyone on the JCJ, but from the sounds of it, Yuji is their primary scorer. Is that correct, Nils?
Yeah, usually Yuji is the one going off here for JCJ. Like I said, one of the great parts about JCJ is that, you know, at any given night, anybody can go off on that team, but typically you do see Yuji just pop it off for the night. And I think the fact that Yuji has been quiet here with really only 5 points on the board has made a very, very much of a difference here, not only for the mind game for the JCJ, but also what has allowed the Slither to really get out in front of the ball here and put these points on the board. And I think a lot of that is JCJ just having to play very aggressive offense. And, you know, the same way you can't leave an open goal for Yuji, it's the same way you can't leave an open goal for iFoxy on the Slither. And as soon as you do, they're going to sink a 3, and they've been doing it all game there. So I think that's something that the JCJ really have to pay attention to is if you're going to bring that offense, you got to make sure you have some defense available to stop those plays, just like they did there. Great stuff just in front of the shield there on Antgas as they're back on the offensive drive.
Yeah, and beautiful positioning there from JCJ to get that turnover. They got that turnover and then slapped it back to the reset, and that allowed them to score these 2 points here that we just saw from Yuji.
And Yuji back at it, put another 2 in, and great transition here from the JCJ. Really, from moving from those long shots to like, hey, well, we were going to try and close it with 3s. Looks like we're going to have to bring it in with 2s, and do it the hard way. And you got to close that gap. But if you only close that gap by 2 pointers, but you still close it, it still counts. Another long distance shot here on open goal. Not going to find the answer as the defense comes out, picks it up. iFoxy's going to duck the offense there, coming right back in, sends it long. Back over inside the blue side bubble. We got ourselves a loose disc on the far side shoulder. iFoxy on the pickup, looking to duck 2 defenders, trying to find an open lane here, try and work his way into the goal. Finally finds it down there at the corner for 2 points.
And another beautiful play there coming from iFoxy, really showing that he's confident and willing to take it in on those defenders, juking out 2 defenders there and putting 2 points on the board. So, the JCJ here, like I said, has a long uphill battle. And like you mentioned, it might have to be all 2 points. It's possible, but it's going to be a tough battle for the JCJ as that is a long shot coming from the Slither, but not finding the connection. Suprom's going to be there to pick it up, sending it to his teammate, but not finding the connection. Maybe a little bit of a miss, just a miss there from his teammate. Yuji's going to be there to pick it up, slowing it down, seeing that the goalie's in goal. Smart decision not to take that shot. And Unknown get that stun out on Suprom, not letting that defender get that disc. So now that is going to be a turnover for the JCJ. But JCJ is right back at it with those stacks. Empty picking it up, but that's another hand back into the hands of Slither. Wow, iFoxy picking it up, putting 3 points on the board, extending that lead to 24 points. Now is the Slither.
And iFoxy there, taking him to the 40 mark. So rolling in. I think you can see some good comm happening in JCJ. I think that was Faye was going out to pick up that loose disc, is going to drop back to, I want to say Empty, picks that up, sends it forward. But those right there, those clears getting bottled up, not making it to their intended receiver is what's killing them. You saw on the follow-on play after that, and they move forward. Slightly off pass there from Yuji, and just the time that Yuji took had to grab that disc is going to deny him the ability to take that open goal 3. So as soon as he got his hands on the disc, the defense was on their way back in, and then they had to break it down as it passes. So really making those connect is really where JCJ is going to come back into it. There is Unknown sinks another one as the Slither crowd the bubble with plenty of options and sink another 2.
Yeah, beautiful passing again from the Slither, willing to work it through their teammates, pass it upfield, pass it to that defense, and not afraid of saying, hey, we'll pass it through you guys. You guys want to cover us? All right, we'll show you. Suprom now handling that disc to sending to Yuji. Yuji's going to send it in. That's 3 points for Yuji. Another 3 points there for the JCJ. Quick 7-second goal time there.
Yeah, indeed. I know you haven't been watching a lot of the AAA, but that's a typical kind of rollout we see there from JCJ. Good, clean, connected passes there, and getting into somebody who's out front, usually Yuji there as the prime striker. You saw him take that quick pause there with some great arena awareness there, gets outside the bubble, and makes sure that counts for a 3 for the points they need.
Yeah, and that's something I got to point out. I've seen him do multiple times tonight. Not afraid to back it out. Shot may not connect, but he's still not afraid to back it out for those 3 points and try to at least get those 3 points. Sometimes it's smart for the 2, but in a situation like this where you're down by exponential amount, you kind of need those 3s when you can get them. So that's going to be Empty picking it up there, trying to go for the backboard off of the pyramid bounce, but not finding it. iFox is going to be there, doing a little bit of juking around on the ceiling, sending it down, but the stacks are going to be there for the JCJ. Empty now sending it high to his teammate Phenom. Faye sending it now down to the right side of the trench, taking a bounce up high left. Yuji's going to be there, does have pressure from iFoxy. iFoxy getting the stun out, going to try to get that disc. He does collect it. iFoxy now sending it low to Antgas. Antgas holding on to it. Antgas trying to get his team up field. Gunnysaw now picks it up off the pass from Antgas. Antgas sending it over to Unknown. Unknown now holding that disc. Opts out for the shot with the goalie in goal. That's going to be iFoxy, not afraid to take it in and hits that bottom pocket on that goalie. Another 2 points there for the Slither.
And you saw the quick play or the quick passing and plays there from the Slither. That's really been them all season. They get down to the opposing side of the arena, and those passes just start coming hot and heavy, very, very quick. And as long as there's somebody open, scuffed rollout there, going to get picked up by iFoxy. Open goal. Faye getting back just in time to stop that one. iFoxy had that one dialed in. And Faye trying to send another clear. Again, going to get denied there by the boot. They're going to handle on it. Yuji sends it through. Gets a good clear. It's going to bounce long into the orange side bubble. Still waiting for those stacks to come in. A lot of solo flyers right now. And Suprum comes in off a grab from Ant. Dumps it to Empty. And Empty gets it in there as it's getting stunned out for a quick two-pointer. Great turnaround there for JCJ off what was kind of a sloppy rollout. They were able to save it and get forward and put 2 on the board.
Yeah, indeed. And, a little bit sloppy coming off the start, but that's all good. And, it's something you mentioned there, Nails, was the solo flyers. And most of the time, you're looking for those regrabs. You want to find those teams, but it was able to pay off for the JCJ. Luckily there with Empty just having to float in the bubble at the right time with the right positioning and getting that slap in to goal, putting another 2 points on for the JCJ. Unknown handling that disc now, trying to maybe get it to his teammate iFoxy. Gets the ding off a goal. Unknown getting the ender off, but that's going to be a snag by Suprum. Suprum going in. Wow, that was close, but not close enough. That is going to be Empty, though. It's another 3 points for the Juggernauts.
And the Juggernauts back within 20 here, and holding on, trying to hold on and take this back. Take this game back and take control of this game back here and momentum. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. It's like we talked about, it's going to be an uphill climb, but they have been doing a great job here of kind of turning around the momentum back in their favor. Again, another missed pass there. They're going to capitalize on that. Empty rolling to the near side tunnel, looking for friends. Going to send it forward low to Faye. Faye 1v1 to the goalie, tries to go for the top pocket, not going to find it. Yuji comes right back in off a great read on the rebound and dumps it in from the back for 2.
Beautiful, beautiful 2 there. And I want to say at the start of this round, the Slither had 35 points, I want to say. So able to hold them to only 9 points scored this quarter. A beautiful turnaround here for the Juggernauts. Definitely starting that climb up. Still got a long way to go. Nails?
And we'll take it to a quick commercial break. That they do. We'll be right back for the last and final quarter of this game.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And we are back for the fourth and final quarter of this game. We've got the Scottsdale Slither versus Junction City Juggernauts. JCJ make a commanding play here in the third quarter, outscoring the Slither 12-9. Did I get those numbers right?
Yes.
All right, and 12-9 there in the third quarter. Trying to turn it around. Still got a mountain to climb here. Rolling into the fourth quarter. Only 8 minutes left here to make up this. Ooh, wait for it. 18-point. I did it. I did math.
Let's go.
18-point deficit. Ba-boom. I did not use my calculator. God,
Nails, I'm proud of you.
I'm so math smart right now.
So proud of you, Nails. You did it.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my third grade teacher. I'd like to thank my mom, my family, everybody who helped me along the way. Cuddy, good pickup there. Going to dump it right back into the blue bubble. Here comes Yuji on the great send back here from the defensive stack. Gets a good bounce there to Faye in the trench. He's going to turn it right back around. Waiting for those stacks to get together. We got ourselves a loose disc. Antgas in the hunt for it. He's going to get there first. Faye coming in to harass Antgas, but not before he dumps it off to Unknown. Unknown trying to send it through the center. Takes a bad bounce there. Off the valley. Looks like iFoxy was going to get a hold on that and dump it forward. Gunny saw it, takes a shot, gets denied by the ding ring. Going to pick up the bounce there. Supram tries to dump it to the center. Good pickup there to a two-man chain waiting at the double diamond. Faye picks up their own clear, tries to dump it through 1v3, aggressive, didn't have any options, going to go for it. But all you can do at that point is bring pressure to the goalie. They're going to clear it right back through, and here comes the bounce. Nobody's home, and the blue side bubble. Ant for the three. Good save. UG on the defensive stack, picking it up. iFoxy gets there first before the clear can get away. Tries another shot, gets stunned out just beforehand. Going to drive a low shot, and we are back at it here in the near side tunnels. Unknown sends it right back onto the blue side.
Beautiful, beautiful defensive stop there from the Juggernauts. Juggernauts now handling a disc, sending it out. Is going to be cleared down. Yuji's going to be down there. Has a chance to take that three. He is going to take it. He's going to find it. That's Juggernauts for another 3 points on the board. Yuji finding his flow here in this fourth quarter. This actually third and fourth quarter. Sorry. He did find his flow there in that last one.
That he did, and that was a great read there. You saw Yuji come in off the ceiling, cool, calm, and collected there. Really dialed in the shot. Knew the defense was coming in. Put just enough heat on it to get there before the defensive stack could pick it up. iFoxy here on the rollout coming out. Kicks it over to Ant. Ant down to Gunny. Gunny, no options here. Going to take it back outside the bubble. Defense is going to get there first. Phenom's going to put the brakes on that play. Jumps it through the inside tunnel, and we got ourselves a loose disc into the bubble. Looks like UG all alone, 1v2, can't get there in time as Unknown comes back on that defensive stack. Going to dump it to the outside here, but not before Empty gets a hand on it, and UG, off a great pass from Empty, is going to slap that in for 2. 5-goal game, 5.5 minutes left.
Plenty of time for Juggernauts to come back, and they are starting that uphill climb like we were talking about. They have been on it, and the Slither have not scored here in this game, and that's a stun out there from Yuji. That's going to be a failed shot there from Empty, but still a loose disc here, trying to find some connections. Gunnysaw is going to pick it up. That's a slap away, getting bounced up into that high right side of the blue side zone. iFoxy now handling that disc. A little bit of a bunch up there from the teammates. Oh, in a headbutt. Was that a headbutt, Nails?
It was a headbutt.
Wow, yeah, no, some beautiful headbutt there from the Juggernauts. Queen told me this, and it might have been a little bit of luck there, but luck takes skill in this game. So, shout out to Queen for that. Love her. She's awesome. Empty now handling that disc, singing in to Suprum. Suprum trying to get that shot, but gets stopped by the defensive Slither. Slither now trying to find that stack after that clear, but cannot get that collection on that disc. Unknown's going to be in the back line there, handling that disc now. Sending it out to the left side of the blue side zone, now in danger zone, but AUG is there to pick it up. Sending it over to Phenom. Faye now handling that disc, trying to get a clear out. Send it down to Suprum. Suprum not able to collect it off of a bad bounce. Antgas there to pick it up.
Ant and the Slither here is trying to slow it down. Dumps it back to Unknown. Unknown moved it forward. Here comes that two-man chain trying to break that up. Gets it over to Gunny just in time. See Gunny taking a couple of looks around there, looking to see what options he's got. iFoxy moving in 1v1, and those shots 1v1 with iFoxy, not where you want to be as a goalie. And iFoxy's going to take that near side corner and really dial it in. And that right there was just a good play, good read, good calm play from the Slither rolling in, and great decision there to let iFoxy take that shot and put it in for another 3. Whoa! Long send. That was a shot going to go a little bit wide there, not going to connect. Here comes the Slither right back into the blue side arena, waiting for these stacks to get back. A lot of stunning happening there in the backfield. Slither going to be there first. Unknown 4v2 inside the bubble. Oh, who was that? Was that Yuji? Wow. Coming in unannounced like a ninja and breaking up the plate. 4v2 inside the bubble. Breaks up that was going to be for sure a goal for the Slither. Comes in, saves it. They're right back over in the orange side arena here as the JCJ try to find an answer for this possession they've worked so hard for. Suprum sent it over across. Yuji's going to get stunned out as he makes a run there on the goal on a cut pass. Gets broken up on the far side there by Empty. Empty kicks it right back over to Suprum. Oh, good grab by Unknown, sailing across the center. Slither put the brakes on this offensive play as he sends it to the near side tunnel. It's off to the races here. iFoxy climbs up, grabs it, Tries to send a long shot here. He's going to be a little bit wide. Going to pick up his own rebound. As the Slither slow it down here, we've got plenty of Slither inside the bubble. Fangs out. It's going to be 4v4 inside the bubble. Tries to thread the needle there. Gunny can't find it. Phenom with an outstanding stop under pressure. Here comes Ant picking it right back up. Still on the offense. Slither bringing a relentless play here. Here comes Unknown over the nest. Baby Bird for 2. Dumps it in. They finally find an answer here after multiple attempts. Great defense by JCJ, but I mean, you have that many attempts here as with a team like the Slither, they're going to put points on the board eventually.
Yeah, relentless effort there from the Slither. Not willing to give up that, you know, that extreme pressure from the JCJ, and it just was not bothering the Slither. They kept finding those pickups from the clears, the pickups from the S's trying to get up to fail. And that's a beautiful shot by Yuji. Holy cow!
Wow.
What a take by Yuji, and that's another 2 points here for the Juggernauts.
And the Juggernauts right back, and you saw just Yuji walk that in, checking behind him, checking his 6 to make sure that none of that defense was going to roll him up there. And 1v1, you leave him open, he's going to find that corner deadly, and that's what he's been doing all season, proving it there. Still down by 16 points, not going to be enough, but Phenom on a great grab, turn it right back around. Still 60 seconds left here. Empty for a 3. Sinks another one. They're back within 13, but it is going to be, it's going to be close. Muted. Can you do the math for me, buddy? And it looks like with 50 seconds left here, not going to be enough time for the JCJ to take a W here, but a great run back for the JCJ. Really pulling it together here in the third quarter and the fourth quarter to close this gap and kind of put the brakes on the Slither offense and keep them to a minimal amount of points. You roll back. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. And I was just going to comment. The Slither were held to 44 points until about 3 minutes in this quarter remaining. So beautiful job there by JCJ to hold out on that defensive pressure and try to give an answer back. Unfortunately, just not enough to climb over that hill. But beautiful, outstanding performance from both teams as iFoxy sends in that 3 to put the icing on the ice.
Double icing. And if there's anybody who knows about ice on ice, it's you up there in Fairbanks.
Oh, Lord, don't even talk about it. I don't want to get started on this past winter.
And that'll take us to the end of this game. Slither are going to come out with a W here, 52-36, but a great third and fourth quarter performance coming out of JCJ as they walk away with the L there. Both these teams, obviously Slither securing the wild card, both these teams in the hunt there to get to the playoffs. Juicefer broke it down in the chat. I won't rehash it, but needless to say, quite the exciting third and fourth quarter here from both these teams. I think JCJ really found their rhythm, and I think the biggest thing in the second half that I think really made the difference for JCJ is they just really got their defensive, game plan together. We saw a lot of those defensive stacks coming back a lot faster to stop some of those plays, really getting in the bubble when they needed to, and what they were really doing was really forcing the Slither to 2-point scores. We saw multiple times in the third and fourth quarter where the Slither were having to make 2 and 3 attempts to put points on the board there inside the goal, and that's what I think the JCJ really needed to be doing in the first and second quarter of this game that they did not do. They left a lot of open threes for the Slither, and iFoxy was really capitalizing on those threes. I think the Slither as a whole really were doing great work moving the disc down, finding those lanes, and utilizing those really strong passing game for their lead strikers, one of which is iFoxy, who had, if my math serves me correctly, before he dropped out, he had 16 and now has 29 points on the day. 29 points. So Slither, again, another team that has a wild card slot here that I think is going to be a difference maker in the playoffs, and a team that you're going to be watching out for. Shout out to #MomSquad. As always, we love when you guys show up. Thanks for coming out to support and joining us here on this Tuesday for the AAA matchup. Yes, I think we should. I don't know how we get you guys custom jerseys for Mom Squad, but I think somebody needs to make that happen. I'll talk to some people, the same people I'm going to talk to get Z out of Fairbanks and back down to a warm part of the United States.
Let's go.
Especially as we roll into September, because the snow's about to start. What, like in a week?
It's already hitting like 40 outside, so
Yep.
you know it's
Yep.
probably soon.
Not my jam, bro. Not my jam. You enjoy that. But with that, I think the Stuntman Award for tonight, for me, is going to go to iFoxy over there on Slither. I think the commanding scoring that iFoxy took at the very beginning of the game made all the difference there, and getting Slither out to a comfortable lead, which allowed them to really put the pressure on the JCJ and not really let them basically kind of mount that effective offense that they needed, and that amount effective defense they needed until the third and fourth quarter. But over to you, Z. What did you see here in this game, and who's your Stuntman Award?
So yeah, what's really stuck out to me, and you pointed it out, was the early commanding lead from the Slither. They took over really early, putting those long shots on, and I feel like if we saw the team that we saw from JCJ in the last two quarters, the third and fourth quarter, we would have seen a whole different game here. But with that early commanding lead from the Slither, it just put a really big pressure on JCJ and not able to hold off on it. So, and unfortunately, JCJ was not able to come back, but still an impressive performance from him no matter what. And for me, Stuntman Award, and I'm gonna have to agree with you, as much as I love to change it up, it's gonna be iFoxy. iFoxy killed it tonight. 29 points, like you said. Beautiful just play from him overall. You basically hit everything on the mark for him, so that I wanted to say. So yes, congratulations to iFoxy. He's got my vote.
There you have it. iFoxy, congrats. Take that Stuntman Award back. Throw it on the mantle. Another awesome performance tonight. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. We still got muted on the cams. We got Z here as a guest caster, and myself. We'll roll into the final game for tonight, and that is going to be, bring up my notes. It is going to be the Toronto Sorcerers versus the Aspen Sparrows coming in tonight on the last game of our Week 13 Tuesday AAA matchup. Don't go anywhere. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
Is it? Try to
Trying
clear
to get
it.
it cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no!
That gets the finish. That's the victory. What's the
that's
clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33-32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. You know, forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not anymore. No,
look at
no.
that.
Put me on camera. Put
Look
me
at
on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read. And we are back, rolling right back into the final match of tonight. I got the Gunslinger with me. I am Nails. We've got muted on the cams. We're coming into our last matchup for tonight. We have got the Toronto Sorcerers versus the Aspen Sparrows coming in for tonight. And coming up on playoff week, the Toronto Sorcerers, this is a must-win for them. They're 4-8, and they have got to win this game. Aspen Sparrows, 2-10, but over the last 3 to 4 weeks have really solidified their team and got some good chemistry going, some good play going. So they're not going down without a fight, and they definitely are going to be looking to take the Sorcerers out of playoff contention for tonight and playing for pride. But as always, I mean, Z, you've played with almost everybody, right? So coming in from Disorient, who do you see out there on the roster list that you know, and what do you expect to see out of this game?
Well, Thunderfoot, big homie of mine.
T-Foot.
He's, you know, big. Oh man, I love the guy. He's awesome. He is awesome. I met him at LAN, but even before that, you know, he's a pilot in the Air Force. So, you know, being Air Force myself, we got pretty along pretty quickly. So Thunderfoot, awesome guy. You know, I expect a good bit out of him. B-Love, amazing player as well. Original. I mean, all these players right here. I got the comms on, so let me mute those real quick so I can hear myself talk and my brain doesn't go buh. But no, I mean, you know, beautiful plays I expect from both teams. Like, you know, I know most of these players, I know we don't have the full rosters in, so I'm trying to check right now. Not sure if we're going to have a sub, but Vanzi, I know, and Jakey, I know for the... Correct me on the name, because I am not tracking. The Sparrows, sorry.
Yeah.
Sparrows. Got it. And for...
Sorry, that was a question, my bad.
No, you're good. And then who do we got on the other side? We got, gosh, you guys are going to hate me.
Dylan, Mamba, Callan, who used to be a Sparrow, now over on the Sorcerers tonight. Pip UI.
Thank you, muted.
And
Names up.
oh, there you go. Tony. And old Tony time. I mean, when Tony gets in there, you never know what you're going to see. But Tony, Callan, Dylan, Mamba, Pip UI. We'll see who shows up for tonight. But then right now, it looks like we're just missing Jakey over there for the Sparrows. Other than that, it looks like they're going to have a full roster coming in for tonight's game. Dude, you know me and Thunderfoot used to work together, right? Down here in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, old T-Foot is been there for a minute, man. He used to be down here in Florida for probably 2-3 years. Yeah, we had a lot of good times, and we were up in Alaska a couple times as well. Ask him about his trip to Anchorage and how he got his name, and it's a pretty good story. It involves F Street, F Street Bar, so it's pretty good. But moving on for tonight's games, for tonight's last game here, the Sorcerers, who have been one of those teams that I think that you just can't count them out until the fourth quarter, until the game's over, because in the fourth quarter you will see them rally up. And we've seen it plenty of times where they've been down and they come back raging there in the fourth quarter and walk away with a W. So while they are in the hunt right now and have to win this game in order to maintain contention here for a wild card spot, they are perfectly capable of doing so. I think the Sparrows, with their new ads, their original Vanzi, Thunderfoot coming in tonight, are also going to be just a threat that the Sorcerers have to be very wary of. I don't know who's rolling out with what strategy, but I'm betting both teams, one of these teams is going to be surprised first quarter. Obviously Nails, but they'll make some adjustments, and I think this game is going to be a game of adjustments. I think both these teams here are very capable, but I think both these teams are so closely matched that it's going to come down to who makes the best adjustments when in order to come out with a W.
Indeed. And, like I said, you mentioned, and I've played with a lot of these players, I'm expecting a pretty good competition from both teams. No really predictions on who's going to take it, because, like I said, I have not seen these teams play fully together. I know their individual skill, and I know they're all amazing players, but playing together as a team is a whole different thing. This is a team game. This is not a solo game.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I expect good action here. And you mentioned Thunderfoot, asking him about the Anchorage story. Oh boy, do I got one to share.
Oh really? Yes.
Oh god,
yes. We'll talk after the cast.
Yeah, that's a time.
Yes.
Oh.
Perfect. I think both these teams coming in here tonight, we will see what they've got. But I think it's very interesting that the Sorcerers coming in for tonight on a must-win. I think that's going to play a little bit into the nerves because the Sorcerers are obviously going to be, that's going to be in the back of their minds the entire time. And I think for the Sparrows coming in and essentially paying for pride at this point, having been eliminated from the playoffs, they don't have anything to lose. And so right now, those are in my mind, some of the most dangerous opponents are the ones that don't have anything to lose, because they will be more willing to try new things. They'll be more willing to switch up their strategy whenever they think it's not working. And that's something as a Sorcerer you have to be ready for. That's always going to keep you on kind of your back foot. trying to figure out how you have to adjust to meet this new play style that's coming out in the middle of round 2, and coming from the VRML format, as well as I do, that we see a lot where the team that wins the first round is not necessarily the team that ever wins the game, right? Because those adjustments that happen in the second round are such big swing moves for the game and the momentum there, that the team that rolls through the first round and walks away with that win for the first round, they're more tempted to kind of stick with what they got. And then as soon as that play style changes up from the other game, we see that reverse sweep happening every time.
Yes, indeed, and I'm very familiar with it all too well. Most of the teams I've played on have never been a first-round team. Either that, or we're just making excuses for ourselves. We're not gonna talk about that though. But I mean, most of the time, you come out, you get warmed up. Sometimes you get a little more loose than you were, and get a feel for the team on how they're playing, and what's working for them and what's not working for them, and you exploit what's not working for them, and then you try to stop what's working for them, and that's where you typically take the advantage. So I'm very familiar with that, and I'm sure we'll see some of that here, especially with the like you said, they're playing for pride. The Sparrows are, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to take the sorcerers out.
Yep.
So.
Definitely, and this game moves so fast. It is when you find something that works for you, you're very hesitant to change it, right? Because you don't want to get away from that. As we roll into the first neutral joust here of the game, and winning it is going to be the Sorcerers. They're going to find an empty goal here, kick it over to Mamba behind the goal. Sparrows late to get back there on the transition, are going to sacrifice 2 points here, 9 seconds into the first quarter. Both teams still playing with 4 right now.
Yeah, and no subs yet, but might not need them. I might just feel comfortable playing with the 4 they got, and that's A-OK as Original takes that diss, trying to get that start for these Sparrows. Sparrows now sending it over is B-Love to Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot finding that diss, sending it under to Vanzi. Vanzi now in the bubble, taking the one-on-one with the goalie, but just taking a ding off a goal. Unfortunate. Maybe getting a little cocky there, saying, hey, I'm about to dunk it on you, and then take it off the ding. Unfortunate there. Callan picking it up. Callan sending it out, getting an amazing backhanded clear there. But the stacks for the Sparrows are going to be there. They do have a blue player coming in from the challenge. Tony's going to try to take the shot, but just a little wide to the left. Dylan now picking it up. Dylan gets it stolen by Vanzi. Vanzi now sending it out to that left side tunnel. Stacks are there for the Sparrows, but they do have a leech. Callan leeching on those defenders, not letting that disc immediately get possession of the Sparrows. Sparrows trying to send it in for the passes, and it does find the mark. That's 2 points for the Sparrows now.
That's right, and Sparrows are back to a tie. And yes, Jucifer, you are correct. The graphics, the overlays are reverse. The Aston Sparrows are on the orange. The Toronto Sorcerers, or Manwich Juniors, as you like to call them, are on the blue. We will get those swapped. Don't you worry. Muted's groaning right now.
Wake up, Muted.
I mean, honestly, it's the first time anybody's ever made a mistake, so I totally get why he's so upset. But no big deal.
We'll happens.
Get right off to it. Yeah, we won't lord it over you for weeks and weeks at a time and remind you of it.
I will.
There's your first promise from Z. Sends it right back. And did I miss the predictions again? Dude, seriously?
No, there's still time. There's still time.
Oh, you know why? I need to close. My cast.
But 2 points coming there from the Sorcerers. Now Sparrows coming out with the offensive possession here, trying to get something going. Original taking it off of that QB, sending it to Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot now handling that distance across to Vanzi. Vanzi sending that shot in. That's going to be a 3-point sign for Vanzi.
And Vanzi right back up. Nice three-pointer there. Puts him back out by 1 in the lead. And still fighting here, holding on. Great play from both these teams. Good answer from the Sparrows. And I know that missed 2-point slam dunk is in the back of their mind here. But they are doing just fine, holding their own right now. Here comes the defensive stacks. Trying to get back in time. Mamba's going to get there first. Kicks it over to Tony from behind the clock. Tony time. Favorite place. Dump it in for 2.
You know, Tony time. That I feel like I've heard that before. I don't know.
No, the Tony time once or twice might be a thing.
I don't know. Anyways, but Sparrow's now coming out with this. You know, I was thinking of pizza time, and I might just be hungry. You know, but I don't know. Anyways, Dylan now sitting that shot in, but gets stopped by Original handling that disc now, trying to get the pass over to, I want to say that was B-Love, but gets stopped by the Sorcerers. Sorcerers now handling that disc. Callan's going to hold it, trying to get that juke out on the defender. Does get that defender broken. Going to try to take it in and finds the 2 points there for the Sorcerers. Now a 3-point lead.
And great read there by Callan coming up from the nest. Great break up by the Sparrows, but the Sorcerers were able to turn it right back around as Tony doing the QB in there as a team captain. Great read, feeds it to Callan. Callan's going to find a nice 2-pointer there from the nest. Coming out on the rollout, the Sorcerers Original handling the discs there as the QB tries to dump it forward. Not going to find his way through the neutral zone, right back into the bubble. Gets broken up. Dylan gets put to sleep there just above the clock. Going to get it right back out. Thunder on the near side, looking for options. Swolefoot, as Jucifer likes to say, coming right back through the near side tunnel. Kicks it forward. Vanzi looking for options, going to have to drop it right back. Nobody's inside the bubble right now. B-Love kicks it high over to Thunder. Thunder coming in from the near side shoulder, tries to kick it back to B-Love, but it's going to get slapped away. Original on the back line, coming back forward to move it in. Thunder takes a ding. Not going to connect. Original there doing some of that backline magic. Recovers. Oh, loose handle there on the disc. Dylan's going to pick it up, dump it through the far side tunnel. We're back off to a transition play here for the Sorcerers. Dylan on the grab. Tries to send it back in. Not going to connect. Thunderfoot back in the goal. On the hunt for the defense there. Good send up from the back of the goal there. It looks like Tony's looking for a shallow shot. Not going to find it. Going to get turned back, right back around over the blue side. And here come the Sparrows just a second too late as the Sorcerers turn it right back to Dylan. Dylan, empty goal as the defense comes back to try to fill their spots. Kicks it up to Tony. Tony time from the clock again. Check your watches.
It is that time indeed, and finding those 2 points is the Sorcerers working their magic out there on the field. Not afraid to take it in and getting those 2 points on the board for themselves. Sparrows looking to come back here, answer back. Original now handling that disc. Original trying to get that stun out on that front stack. Does get the stun out on Callan. Callan now, stack coming in from Callan, and that was, couldn't tell you to be honest. I was not looking at the second player. Anyways, Sorcerers trying to get the slap out, but does not get it fully. Original's going to be there to pick it up. Original now handling that disc down on the floor. There, trying to work his way into bubble, sending us to his teammate over there, Vanzi. Vanzi finding it now, gets stunned out. Thunderfoot's going to be there to pick it up, though. Thunderfoot sitting on backboard to Original. Original getting that slam dunk in on the bottom pocket. Beautiful passing play there from the Sparrows.
And both teams here really playing some good defense. They're both having their offenses are having to push in here to take these 2-pointers there, work the point total up slowly, but it's keeping it very close for both these teams. Still anybody's game. 3-point game for the Sparrows as the Sorcerers roll out here with the joust advantage. Tony in the near side is going to kick it forward over to Dylan. Dylan finds that long 3 finally to give them a 6-point lead here from the near side. Dylan up there by himself, not being covered, and it's going to find that open goal. And what's up, Motherboard? I see you in the chat. We got to figure out your password. Isn't there not a way to reset it?
I think there is, but things are hard nowadays with technology, always advancing security and whatnot. That's going to be a interception there from Callan. Callan sending it into that orange side, but we'll try to go for the headbutt goal. Does not find it. Original now picking it up off the loose disc. Vanzi now handling that disc, sitting it down. The stacks are there for the Sparrows. Thunderfoot gonna try to take it. Gets the ding off the ding ring, and unfortunate there. Callan trying to get the clear out, but gets stuffed by Vanzi, and now B-Love handling that disc, sending it to Vanzi. Vanzi trying to get those 2 points. He does find it. It's a 4-point deficit for the Sparrows now going into quarter 2 here.
And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. We'll take you to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever gonna know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
And we are back rolling into the second quarter here. 4-point game between the Sparrows and the Sorcerers. Rolling into this game. Z, tell me what you're seeing, my friend.
Well, there's a lot going on right now, but the main thing I'm seeing is, for one thing, the Sorcerers are capitalizing on the, big clears out and, getting those long shots in. We've seen a couple tonight here in this game. One coming from Dylan earlier, I'd like to point out. That was a big three right there. I mean, if you're looking at that, that's a 1-point difference if that goal didn't happen. So that's something big. Capitalizing on getting those stacks stunned out. For the Sparrows though, I'm seeing a good passing in the bubble. Not willing to, not necessarily wanting to solo. Getting everybody involved. So it's always a good thing to see here. As the stacks come out for this initial joust, that is going to be the Sorcerers winning it, but it's going to be all three Sparrow players right there stunned out. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful stuns out. But the Sparrows are there with their stacks. B-Love and Vanzi are ahead. B-Love now handling that disc, trying to get a pass off, but gets stunned out by the defender. And I have Jets taken off in the background, so Nails, take off.
Yeah, good pickup there. Great defensive stack with the Sparrows getting back in time. Original's going to kick that back forward. Vanzi's rolling through the neutral zone here, waiting for the defense to come in and start pressuring. He's going to get it all the way through. Kicks it to the blue side bubble. Not able to pick up Thunderfoot as he gets stunned out. Takes a quick nap there right as he's rolling into the blue side bubble. They're going to reverse it. Right now, back for a good clear. It's going to get balled up here in the near side trap. Here comes Mamba in the hunt. Under pressure. Gets it away over to the ceiling. Callan coming in. Gets stunned out before he can take a shot there just above the nest. Good pickup there by Dylan there on the read. Going to come right back. Try to work his way in. Try some razzle-dazzle. Vanzi's going to put a stop to that. And kick it right back out. Good moves there by B-Love, getting it right back out to the near side tunnel. Coming over in the trap, Mamba's in the hunt as here come the Sparrow stacks. They're putting people to sleep. Try to send it right back into the bubble. No dice. It's going to bounce up to the ceiling. Vanzi, good pickup. And as the Sparrows look to slow it down here, move inside the bubble, we got a 4v4 now. And before Vanzi can get the disc away, again, gets harassed by a two-man stack, and they're going to clear it to the far side tunnel.
Yeah, and now down into the Sparrows zone. The stacks are in for both teams, but Mama's going to end up finding it. Try to take that zero-angle shot, but not finding it, unfortunately, is the Sparrows now getting the possession. Vanzi holding onto that disc, going for the clear. Actually, no, going for the pass, sorry, to Original. Original trying to send it in for the long shot, not just finding the connection, but that may bounce in. Wow. Thunderfoot trying to get it, but gets it picked up by Mamba instead. Mamba now getting that clear out down into the Sparrows side. The stacks for the Sorcerers are going to be there. Callan's trying to send in a long shot, just a little off, so Tony picks it up and puts it in for 2 points. Sorcerer said, we got the magic to work.
And Sorcerer's bringing some of that magic now, taking them out to a 6-point lead. And the Sparrows really, really doing some great work moving the disc forward, but just, we've seen at least 2 missed 3-pointers out of the Sparrows tonight, 1 missed 2-pointer. And, in a close game like this, those goals make all the difference. And there, another one, Thunder just slightly off there, taking another ding ring, and Original's going to put it to bed with a 3, taking them right back within 3. But those are goals that, would have given them, I think, a comfortable lead right now of probably at least 3 points over the Sorcerers and allow them to not play as aggressive and really work their way inside the bubble there without a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. Unfortunately, just a couple mispositioning on the shots, but that's all right. As Original picks it up here, sending it down into the Sorcerer's zone. Now not able to find a teammate just yet. Still looking for that disc, but Dylan will find it. Gets stunned out though. Vanzi backs it out to Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot holding onto that disc. Passes over to B-Love. B-Love now trying to get it to Vanzi. Does not find it just yet, and that will be Tony picking it up. Sending it down to the middle. Dylan's going to be there trying to send it out. Does find the clear out now. It's in the bubble side of Sparrows. Dylan here on the goal, but what a save by Original, saying, I ain't no original goalie. Let me show you something here. And a beautiful save by Vanzi coming there. Wow.
Two excellent saves here by the Sparrows defense, doing some great work there to break this up. Mamba on the attack again. Sparrows got to get this cleared out here. They've been doing some good work to put the brakes on this offense. They have got to find a favorable clear. It's finally sent low here through Vanzi. Good work. Finds the angle. Callan's going to be there to pick it up, but here comes a three-man offense, and they're in a hunt. There's a scrum going on behind the goal. Callan's going to be able to hold on to it, get it right back through the valley on a slap. Continued clear there. They try to pick it up, but Vanzi's going to get there first. Kicks it right back through. Great clear by Vanzi. And for the dunk, Vanzi picks up his own clear for another two, taking him back within one.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful clear there by Vanzi, and finding his own pickup on the other side there. Showing, hey, man, I'm here to stay. I just got very country there. I'm so sorry. As the Sorcerers come out now with the offensive possession, out comes them. Callan's going to be picking up on the QB. Callan's sending it over to the left side there. Tony now handling that distance. Across the tunnel, Mamba now. Mamba sending it over to Dylan. Dylan now handling that disc. Beautiful passing here from the Sorcerers, and it pays off, as that's 2 more points for the Sorcerers, extending that lead back up to 3 points.
Right back to 3 there. Still very, very close game. 3 minutes here left in the first half as the Joust advantage goes to the Sparrows. They're in the hunt here looking for an effective rollout. Only 3 points away from tying this game up. Not in a bad place right now as Original comes out, QB in. Here comes the two-man chain. Going to bring a little bit of Thunder, but not before he gets it away to Thunderfoot. Kicks it right back, and Thunder not able to get that clear out. It's going to bounce right back into the orange side bubble. Doing some magic there is Dylan trying to work his way in. Ends up getting the slam dunk there from the far side. They're up by 5.
Up by 5 indeed they are. And now Sparrows are going to try to figure out something here to, hey, answer back and say, hey, we're here, still here to play. Not, if I was the Sparrows right now, I know that they have, not unfortunately made it into at least the playoffs or a win or go home situation, but seeing that their opponent is in one, I'd be playing to at least stop them. That's what's on my mind if I'm playing in this game. Vanzi now handling that disc, sending it down to Original now, sending it, trying to get a send out to his teammate. Does find a clear, or pass to B-Love, sorry. B-Love now handling that disc, letting his team get set up, trying to draw it to defenders, gets stunned out, but gets a pass off, does not find the mark to Original Callan now, sending that clear out now into that tunnel.
Yeah, and those little finesse moves are such a big deal in this game. Especially when you're trying to make those floor passes. Ooh, backboard shot there, not going to connect. Some hope back here for the Sparrows as B-Love picks that up on the rebound. They're back on the offense. But yeah, when you're trying to send those floor passes, if you're off just a little bit, it's going to take that weird bounce and not meet its intended receiver, and that can completely break apart your entire offensive push there. As Thunder looking to send another clear here. B-Love still moving back, trying to find his way out of the orange side of the arena. Catches a good clear, good pickup by Original. Woo! With the whip around backhand for 3 off a great clear from B-Love.
Yeah, that's what they needed right there to maybe get some momentum. There's still a little bit of time here in the second quarter, but that's going to be a huge momentum boost going into the third quarter after halftime here for the Sparrows. Callan now handling that disc on the rollout. Mamba getting stunned out, and that stack is there for the Sparrows. Sparrows going to clear it out, maybe try to get something going here before this quarter ends, but does get stunned out by Callan. Callan sending it now out is into the side of the Sparrows. Sparrows trying to maybe get back here, but the goal is open. Plenty of time for the Sorcerers to try to make something happen, but unfortunately taking an unfortunate bounce off the post, or the ding, sorry. Now cleared out is by B-Love. Mamba there picking it up.
8 seconds left here. They're trying to convert. 5 seconds. It's going to drop low into the trenches. B-Love's going to pick it up. Sparrows will put it to bed here in the first half, second quarter. 2-point game, 17-19. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the halftime report brought to you by Big St. Charles. Not going to miss it. We got ourselves a shootout. Last game of the night. Be right back.
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles your crazy uncle who gave you fireworks for your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. Access the largest motorsports inventory in America. We're authorized dealers for Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and more. Get the best deals these brands have to offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for.
Welcome back to the halftime report brought to you by Big St. Charles Motorsports. They're the biggest. Nepa is going Web3. We'll be issuing NFTs as a way to reward the community. That would be you, everybody watching. Anyone who claims one of these NFTs will be eligible for future raffles and giveaways that we'll be conducting throughout the year. They are free to claim. Free. Emphasis on free. And all you have to do is fill out a claim form. Emphasis, all you have to do is fill out a claim form. For that can be found at www.nepavrpro.com/NFT. We've got some great stuff planned. If you guys haven't already heard, the NFT draws for each week, you can get a 1-hour coaching session with any of our, with some of our AAA and pro players. You don't want to miss that. We've already handed out a couple. You got an hour of time with one of the pros to get into the arena and work on whatever you want to work on. And if you guys just want to hang out, then you can do that. If you guys want to work on, Kung shots, then you can work on Kung shots. You want to work on cloud shots, you can work on cloud shots. You got an hour, it's all yours. Don't forget to sign up and get in on that draw. You're not going to want to miss it. Getting back into tonight's game, we got ourselves a 2-point game. 2-point game with the Sorcerers in a do-or-die situation for tonight for the playoffs. The Sparrows eliminated for the playoffs, but looking to take out the Sorcerers tonight and pad their win stats. I mean, neck and neck. Can't ask for much more than that. Big things here rolling into the halftime. I'll pass it over to you, Z. What are you seeing are the difference makers here for both these teams?
Both these teams, neck and neck, like you said, playing amazing well. Something I'm seeing is, the Sorcerers, all players have points scored. But over on the side of Sparrows, Thunderfoot and B-Love still scoreless tonight. Do have themselves 2 assists, though, to their name each. But, as something that's big, there's been a couple chances for Thunderfoot to score tonight, and he's just unfortunately have not been able to capitalize on them yet. So hopefully something here in this third quarter and fourth quarter will fall for them both, but that's something I'm seeing here for both teams. Both teams also really fast stacks. Those clears are, as soon as they're cleared, they're there. There was one point where there was a clear out, and I think that stack was going as fast as that disc, if not faster. And I was like, okay, they're already down there. Might as well just say, forget it, So, yeah, beautiful possession so far. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely for both teams here, and I think it only takes a couple of unanswered goals here for one of these teams to kind of start getting out on that lead, and that's that comfortable place you want to be as a team. We've had a couple unanswered goals. You found something that really works. You've got something to play with, and now at that point you're just sticking with what you got until the other team makes an adjustment. And it's very hard to make those adjustments during play. Unless you take a timeout in between those possessions. Trying to make that change is very difficult on the fly. So that's really what you're looking for as a team, is just to try and find something that works for you so you can kind of get a good momentum swing for your team. Of note, Callan with 32 stuns, the stunniest robot, as my friend Jucifer says, in the arena tonight. And I think that's making a huge difference for the Sparrows, because they have had a lot of passes that are getting broken up by stuns right before they release the disc, or a lot of shots that are getting broken up right before they are perturbed right before they release the disc. So that's something for them. They got to watch out for, and a lot of that is just getting rid of the disc that split second earlier to make all that difference for both these teams as they continue to try and pull away here in the second half.
Yeah, you're right, and that a lot of that comes down to trusting your teammates. Hey, if they say you're red and where they're at, go for it. It's better than turning it over right there. You know, at least you can scramble to get to it if it does not go exactly where you want to be. But that's something big that me and my team have emphasized this season is, you know, trust in your teammates is extremely huge. And if you don't have it, well, you're gonna end up turning over the disc a lot more than you want to.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's nothing more frustrating there than being caught in transition and having to get back on the defense and try to save that play there. As we come out here for the neutral joust of third quarter, Sparrows first ones to it, send it forward, but Mamba's going to pick that up. Callan and Dylan already at the ready, getting that. Oh, wow. Wow. I think Callan and Dylan getting that chain together. They're going to send it and get a good backboard shot there for three. But what you kind of probably got missed there was Vanzi coming back before they got their chain together, stuns them out, and then gets a leech there and gets back to the goal to go ahead and pick that up. But the bounce was favorable, and they're going to end up taking a three there. But an outstanding effort by Vanzi to break up that play. If that wasn't, I think it was Vanzi. If it wasn't Vanzi, my apologies.
No, you're right, and I was going to point that out if you didn't mention it, but yeah, no, beautiful execution there no matter what, and unfortunately just not playing out for the Sparrows and taking that bounce into goal. Trying to get the send in, though, was B-Love, but not finding his teammate, getting taken by the goalie there. Now out into the Sparrows side, Vanzi is on the other side to pick it up. Callan's going to challenge, but does get out. Original slapping it away. It's going to be there, picked up by the Sorcerers. Sorcerers have man advantage right here, but the Sparrows are back into defense position right now. Callan picking it up now. Callan trying to draw out the defender, does draw a Thunderfoot, sends it over to Mamba. Mamba now drawing out a defender again, takes an unfortunate bounce off of the shield, I want to say that was. Maybe I'm wrong. Bouncing now into that Valley side zone. Slapped away by the Sparrows. Sparrows now down into their zone. They do have a chance to score here and almost taking a bounce in, but not finding the connection. Now slapped away by the Sorcerers.
Yeah, a lot of great stunning by both these teams. You're seeing a lot of players that are on the move. Oh, good read there by Vanzi. Goalie comes out to meet him, and he's going to sling it in underhand there for two. They needed that back within three. But what I was going to say was both teams here doing some great work. You're seeing a lot of players on the move to the position where the disc is going or where their players expecting them to be, and getting stunned out on the move by the other team. And that's huge just for breaking up those stacks and really causing some disarray on where the play is going. As Dylan picks it up there, going to get in behind the goalie and take it in for another two off a good send. I mean, and that is like the fifth time we've seen Dylan just way forward, waiting for those clears coming from the team, and that is a great strategy for the Sorcerers.
Oh, indeed it is. And those Hail Mary plays, though they work very few and far between, when they do work, they work indeed, and it paid off for the Sorcerers right there. Now up by 5 with 5 minutes to go. Callan challenging Original getting a send over to Vanzi. Vanzi now sending it over to Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot handling that disc. Callan's coming to challenge. Thunderfoot's going to try to maybe get some speed advantage. Sending it over to B-Love. B-Love taking it in.
Oh.
Beautiful passing and execution there. That is B-Love's eyes. That B-Love's first 2 points of the night. That is.
Yeah, that is.
B-Love now on the board with 2 points.
And some great moves there by Thunderfoot. You saw him watching Callan come in. He knew it was going to turn into a fist fight. Saw him release the disc there and try to get some speed, which was a great call by him to get out and buy himself those extra couple seconds he needed to send that great pass over to B-Love for B-Love to cut it in there for 2. Just some great arena awareness there.
Yeah, beautiful arena awareness, and that's something that's huge in this game that I've seen from both teams. Both teams, like you mentioned getting those stacks stunned out, and a lot of that's awareness. Hey, those stacks are coming in, I should probably leech on that if I can't find a friendly player. And a big thing with that, though, as B-Love's trying to go for another 2 points, misses the dunk though. But another big thing with that is wow. Oh my god, bold shot there by Vanzi, but it does pay off, and it's tied up now here with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Great send. Sorry, what were you saying? I got excited.
No, you're all good. I done sidetracked it. No, so with that arena awareness, like I was mentioning, it takes a lot to build it up, and it does not come naturally. And these players do indeed have it, but getting a stack stunned out, it's not about just getting the stack stunned out. It's about getting the speed and the stuns. So seeing those players able to do that consistently is very impressive, and yeah, it's definitely paying off for both teams.
Definitely, as they send it forward here, Thunder. And a couple of answered goals here coming out of the Sparrows, and they're on the attack again. They're inside the bubble. 3 defenders, a little bit of a slap fight going on there behind the goal as they finally get the disc outside the blue bubble. Dylan and Original throwing hands over here in the near side tunnel, but Dylan's able to get it away in time before Original can put the brakes on that play. We got ourselves a loose disc coming back to the neutral zone. Defensive stack gets there in time. B-Love sending it forward. Bounce, nobody's home inside the bubble. Tony floating back to pick up that goal. Wow! Lightning stack coming in from Original and Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot has the guard up there. He's going to miss that pass. A little short pass. Gets kicked out. B-Love's going to pick it up there off the back line, try to bring it right back in. Original going to find some room outside the bubble, using the cover there, the far side boot, backing it out, trying to duck. Who is that? Trying to bring that hate. I think that was Dylan over there on the far side. And going to send inside the bubble there, but they're going to get it right back out. Thunder again on the lightning fast Sparrow stacks. They are still on the offense here on their 3rd attempt. Mamba again standing in the way, doesn't get the good clear, comes right back. B-Love in the hunt up there. Callan gets there first, sent it over to the far side tunnel. Vanzy's not able to break it up. We're back inside the orange side bubble, and Tony Time doing Tony Time things. It is 2 points o'clock as Tony dumps that in for a dunk.
2 points it is. Another 2-point lead here for the Sorcerers. Unfortunately, the Sparrows were not able to find the offensive mark there with 3 possessions, 3 chances. It's, it happens sometimes. You get multiple chances and you start beating yourself up and you're like, guys, why can't we score? Why can't we score? And it just comes down to those simple little, mistakes, just like that one right there. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on where Original was. And that's all right. The Sparrows are going to get it right back, though. Thunderfoot sending it out now, sending it through. Tony does get the interception, though. Tony's sending it over to Dylan. Dylan now handling that disc. Maybe going for some spin cycle here and does find it. That's 2 points there for the Sorcerers. Now 4-point lead here.
Dylan with some razzle-dazzle, and they come right back with 2 unanswered goals over on the Sorcerer side. And, yeah, after 3 attempts, you're winded after that. Like, after that kind of play inside the bubble, right? You don't connect. You want to be rewarded for that so you can take a quick break. And they couldn't make it happen there. And so at that point, you're playing on fumes, trying to make some magic happen. Sorcerer's able to capitalize here. The Sparrows have got to reconnect here and rebound from this. You see some good offense there as they break up the defense. Coming in a little bit of Joker train. Vanzy and Thundy for 2.
Beautiful, beautiful Joker train there. And, you don't see it often, but when it works, it works. And it is great to see those players still utilizing a mechanic, or not really a mechanic, I guess a meme almost that was brought into the game, years ago, but still an effective strategy nonetheless. That is a stun out there, and that might be, I thought that was almost going to be a self-goal on accident. That is going to be a pass over to Dylan. Dylan now trying to find 2 points before the shot clock expires. Gets the ding off, and that's going to be 2 points by Callan. Callan saying, hey, man, the shot clock ain't over yet. We still got time.
Callan with the slap in. I thought they had it as they did some great work to break up that offensive play. Some great Sparrows defense coming in, but not quite enough as Callan's going to get one right at the buzzer, take him to a 4-point lead. We'll go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the 4th and final quarter of this game. Must win for the Sorcerers. And welcome back. We got ourselves a 4-point game. 4 points. Up until that, it was a 2-point game. After some great work, couple unanswered goals coming out of the Sparrows, followed by some unanswered goals coming out of the Sorcerers. Both teams here just playing at maximum effort. Over to you, Z.
Yeah, and both teams, like you said, play at maximum effort right now. The only thing I'm seeing right now from the Sparrows that they could be doing a little bit better is those rush passes in the offensive zone of the Sorcerers. It's cost them a couple turnovers, and unfortunately, it's just led to points being scored for the Sorcerers. So right now, if they can cut that out and get those smarter passes off, we might see a different tide here in this fourth quarter.
We'll see if they can figure it out as they roll out of the tubes here. Neutral joust, fourth and final quarter. Sparrows are going to get there first. They're going to get it away. Original is going to pick that up there right as I think Thunderfoot gets stunned out. Vanzi kicking it right back for a quick 2-point dunk from B-Love. 10 seconds into the fourth quarter. They're back within 2.
Yeah, back within 2, and beautiful, beautiful play right there off that initial joust. You know, something I saw that they did was something that I saw from Avon in the first. I want to say it was the Challenger, the first cycle for VRML. They did the left. They slapped it over to the left side of the tunnel where those teammates were able to pick it up on the offensive side from that stack. And it paid off for them well. Thunderfoot sitting it in a little high, though, unfortunately. Not finding the mark there. Both teams are there, but Blue comes away with it, sitting it out now. That is a almost full court mail slot. That would have been impressive. That was a back slap, too. I would have gone nuts.
Just move the disc. Just move it. Just got to move it somewhere. Get it out of wherever you have it right now. Vanzi coming through. Quick juke there on the defender. Dylan is going to bounce past it low. Two-man stack's not able to get there in time. B-Love gets there in time at the ceiling, but Dylan's going to break that up, send it right back through. Get Scott in the near side trap. Both teams in the hunt. Here come the stacks. Able to get it away. Mamba sends it inside the bubble. Here comes. Dylan gets stunned out from behind as a defensive stack makes it just in time. Answers the call there. We got ourselves a loose disc. They're trying to get rid of it. End up being slung back into the orange side bubble. Tony time. Drew and Magic kicks it over across to Callan. Callan takes a bank shot off the pyramid. Call the Egyptians, friend, for 2 points.
And Callan doing what he does best. He's known for those backboard shots and finding those angles. So glad to see him execute it there and able to put a 4-point lead up now for the Sorcerers. Sparrows coming out here trying to find something. Hey, we need something, not necessarily quick. They just need to find something to get going for them. But unfortunately, that's not going to be it as Dylan gets the stun out, handling that disc now, trying to take it in a bubble. Does stun out the goalie. Maybe was trying to opt in for that 3, but opted for the 2 instead. Smart choice right there. If you're not 100% sure you're going to make it or be able to, I guess get it in time for that goalie, I guess to not be in that stun mode. Smart choice right there. Top for 2.
Definitely, and I think right now the Sorcerer's definitely reading the rollout here from the Sparrows. You see Original here changing up. He's going to hold on to it. Oh, Callan with the grab. Comes out directly, challenges the QB. Tony tries to come in for a 3. Gets denied by the ding ring, brings it back in for a 2 here. And right now, if I'm the Sparrows, I'm thinking timeout because that's 2 rollouts in a row that have been completely diffused by the defense for the Sorcerers. They are reading them like a book right now. They got to change it up.
Indeed they do, and I've seen basically just the kind of standard pub rollout from the Sparrows, so maybe a little bit of a, just, hey, they're getting into, hey, we're just doing the same thing over and over again, and the Sorcerers are definitely picking up on that. As Mamba's there to pick it up off that long clear from the Sparrows. Sorcerers now trying to get it through, not able to find it just yet. Goes down to the Valley side. Sparrows are going to be there to pick it. B-Love sending it up to the cloud to Original. Original now trying to send it into Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot gets those 2 points he's been looking for all night and finally takes the lid off the goal.
Thundy's on the board.
He
right
said, I got lightning in my hands, baby.
There it is. He's been looking for it all night. Finally there with the answer. Thunder is on the board for 2. Coming out joust advantage for the Sorcerers. Not their first of this quarter, but they have been in solid control here of the disc and the points. Original great grab there. Sends it back through the center there on trying to send that long pass. It's going to get broken up by Mamba. Mamba dumps it to Tony. Tony back to Dylan. Dylan off the boot. 2v1 to the goal. Oh, wow. Original picks the lane and goes out there and gets it. Outstanding work by Original. They're 1v2. Just a great look there. And again, another pass here broken up. And that's been kind of biting them all night, like you were talking about before as we came in from the commercial break. Just not making those passes connect when they were on the blue side of the arena. Really biting them. What
the heck? I'm so confused as what happened there.
I think that was a bounce. It like dinged off the goal, then hit the shoulder, and then came back in for the 3. And somebody name that. Somebody clip that. 2, somebody name that shot. I don't know what that was.
It's the Dylan shot.
yeah. That was, it was ridiculous. We'll call it the ridiculous shot here. Good timeout, I think, from Muted. Confirm that timeout came from the Sparrows. Yep, and a great timeout here for the Sparrows. They got 3 minutes and 21 seconds left here. You've got the Sorcerers. They are 1 point away right now from hitting that 4 mark. But still 9 points away. What was originally a 2-point game here, 4 points coming in from, nope, I take it back, 2 points. I have that right? 2 points coming in the fourth quarter? It was 4 points.
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points coming in the fourth quarter with an early score out of the Sparrows, and then it's gotten away from here. And I think the big things with those 2 really scuffed rollouts that just kind of got read by the Sorcerers, and they turned those into 3s. And that really hurt them. Those are 6 unanswered points there that they're having to get back now. This should be a 3-point game, but instead it's a 9-point game based on those quick turnovers.
Yeah, and if you're the Sparrows right now, you got to be talking through, hey, what can we do? You know, you're only down by 9 points. That's at least 3 goals minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's about a minute per goal. You have plenty of time on the shot clock. So there's no need to rush here for the Sparrows. They have all the time in the world.
They do, and you know the big thing is just using that time wisely, right, and understanding where you stand, not getting flustered, but making the passes just like they're doing right now, making the passes in those plays count, coming back in. Oh, good grab by Vanzi coming right back in. Vanzi's going to get stunned out. Mail slot. Wow. Callan. Mail on a Sunday, my friend, is going to feed that one right through, and that's going to sting, putting them up to 42 here. I mean, not much you can do about that. That was a great read by Callan and a great shot by Callan to put those 3-pointers on there. You know, again, the Sparrows from where they're at can't get razzled here. Coming back in, and again, sending one through the near side tunnel. Tony's going to pick that up. But those are those passes they've been missing all game, just not connecting with their receivers. And it's resulting in turnovers like we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and turnovers indeed, and it's definitely hurting them. You know, 12 points deficit right now in favor of the Sorcerers. Dylan doing some juking around there, trying to break that defender. Does break him a little bit, trying to walk it in and finds the 2 points there really quickly. You know, answering back, or not really answering back, sorry. He's not answering his own shot. You know. The Sparrows here, you know, I don't... Muted is, are we out of mathematical time, or is there still time? All right, and Amita says we still have time, so Sparrows here got to work quick, though. They got to work quick. If this is Sparrows, you gotta make your passes accurate, and that's the communication right there again that I mentioned earlier as well. You need that communication. You know, there was plenty. I think there was 2 players on the back line, and just, you know, no calls, maybe, you know, a little bit late calls. B-Love now handling that diss, trying to get past to Vanzi. Vanzi does find it's taking a backboard shot. Unfortunately, just not finding the mark. And Vanzi is going to pick up his own rebound. Sent it in for 2 points, closing the gap to 12.
And those 2 points, while an excellent effort for the Sparrows, are going to take them to the out-of-time mark here for this 12-point game with 50 seconds left. Not going to be able to connect. And you see them trying to start to find their rhythm here a little bit, coming right back. Good turnover there. Thunderfoot sending it back forward. Nobody's in the bubble. Here come the Sparrows. Thunder looking for another bank shot. Not going to make it, but a great rob by B-Love. They're picking the pockets. Tries to send one low off the bank and going to get denied there by the defense, taking us to the 30-second mark here. Over on the far side, looks like Vanzi in the hunt there, throwing a little bit of bows. Tries to get one forward. Callan's going to have the hands up there, grab the sticky gloves. And again, Callan dialed in for another 3-pointer from 30 meters out.
Yeah, and Callan's been dialed in the second half, and you know, we've been seeing Dylan and Callan both, Dylan with 20, Callan with 15, and just both lights out shooters tonight. unfortunately, just not able to best the Sorcerers. Sparrow's going to have to go home tonight with the unfortunate loss, but nothing to be unshamed about here for the Sorcerers. I mean,
Yeah,
for the Sparrows,
definitely.
sorry.
And the Sparrows put up a great fight here, keeping it close. Really, all 3 quarters here into the fourth quarter. Kind of got away from. I think the Sorcerers in the fourth quarter. This is what we talked about before, right? Was that this was going to be a very close game, and it was going to come down to who's changing their strategy the best and when, right? And that's exactly what we saw from the Sorcerers. Both teams really neck and neck, goal for goal. Some missed opportunities from the Sparrows, which I think would have allowed them to get back out in front of the lead here with a little bit of pad. And then once you have that pad, the ability to kind of play with a little bit more risk and start to run up that score, which is what we saw of the Sorcerers once that happened. But because of that, the Sparrows were kind of always fighting to kind of keep that game close and never really able to take the lead. And then the Sorcerers in the fourth quarter made that adjustment we were talking about and just started reading the mail of the Sparrows on their rollouts and breaking those up, reading the Sparrows on their passes and breaking those up and resulting in turnovers. And the big thing that stuck out to me was that every time they did that, and I know the comms had to be spot on, they sent a long clear, and who was forward? Dylan. Just hanging out, waiting for a free disc, and would grab it, find an open goal, and sink one for a 2 or a 3 regardless, but it allowed them to get some unanswered goals here as they move forward. A huge shout out to Callan. I think those threes in the mail slot there that Callan was sending was really on fire in the fourth quarter, dialed in. But at that point, I think they had a comfortable lead that those weren't making too big of an impact. The big thing for me was just Dylan being able to see what was going on in the arena, move forward where appropriate. The risk you take there is that I've now left a 3-man defense behind, right? So if there's a turnover, I'm not going to get back in time. Not going to happen. I'm running solo out here on the orange side of the arena, and it's going to be a 4v3 in my own bubble. But to make those calls at the right time, right place, and to be correct about them and allow the team to feed them a long clear forward and find some easy points, Dylan was just executing outstandingly here out on the orange side of the arena there, and my Stuntman Award for the Holtzhauer Auto Motorsports Stuntman Award Player of the Game is going to go to Dylan for his excellent arena awareness there and opening up those clears for his team.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to agree with you for the Stuntman Award. It is going to go to Dylan, but like you said, both teams, we talked about it pregame. Both teams, this was going to be a good matchup, and it was a really good matchup. At the end, it was the Sorcerers that were able to outplay and outshine, not necessarily, but change up those strategies, change up those rollouts, change up those things that they were doing, and effectively, and to throw off the Sparrows' defense. So, again, congratulations to the Sorcerers for taking the win, and Dylan has my vote as well, so congratulations, Dylan.
Congrats, Dylan, and shout out to B-Love as well with super stunny all night tonight. Callan super stunny as well. I think stuns played a huge part in this game of just slowing down either team and breaking up those plays. I think at the end of the day, the Sorcerers just were making I think better timed and more fortunate stuns there on the Sparrows to break up those long distance plays. But with that, Z, dude, thank you for joining me tonight. I had a blast. We'll talk. Hopefully we'll get to see you again. Hopefully you don't freeze during the winter. Please stay warm, my friend. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us all your insights. Huge shout out to Disorient over there in VRML. I hope you guys crush it this season, and thanks for showing up.
Well, thank you, and it was a pleasure to be here. And hopefully, I can. I would love to come back. So hopefully, I see some faces in chat that I recognize in the future. And Nails, it's been a pleasure casting beside you. It's been a blast. Muta, again, thank you for being on cams, and shout out to the entire Nepa production team. So you guys are amazing.
Awesome. Thanks for coming. I'll talk to my people. We'll see what we can do. We'll be in touch. But as always, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us in the chat and hanging out. Don't forget, we got Nepa coming up tomorrow. That's right. We got Nepa 5 days a week. Can you stand it? It's aggressive, but it's here for you. Tomorrow night, we got the New York Kings versus tomorrow night, we have the Echo Club Kansas City versus Seattle Thunder. We've got the New England Stack versus Montreal Freeze. And we got the Florida Laser Sharks versus the Orlando Cyclones. 3-game lineup for tomorrow night. You're not gonna want to miss it. All the action's happening right here on Nepa TV Twitch. We'll see you then. Have a good night. See ya.
Seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
Is it? Try to clear
get
it.
Cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no!
That gets the finish. That's the victory. What's the clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33-32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. Forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not anymore. No.
Look at
no. Put me on camera. Put me on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read.